I've got an inordinate amount of Lego shoved up my bum, Mum. What am I going to do? Hello and welcome to Not 40, Just Blank, a podcast where we take you back in time through the years and discuss all the weird and wonderful events within it, which we think make it so memorable. Each episode sees us chatting through all the news events, sports, TV, film and music of a particular year, as well as the odd and funny personal stuff we can remember. Come and join us on our journey through the 90s here on Not 40, Just Blank. Hello there and welcome back to Not 40 Just Blank. We've been away for a couple of weeks. We finished our run through 1990 to 1999, so we thought we'd do some housekeeping. Things that went wrong, things we forgot, stories we didn't mention, that kind of thing. So we aim to look at 1990 and 1991 in this episode. To help me out, as ever, Richard and Phil are here. How you doing, gents?
Amazing, mate. How are you?
I'm very well indeed.
Yeah,
Nervous, but I think we need to put some things right. We need to right some wrongs.
We're special.
We are so special.
So special.
So special.
Yeah, I think
We've got to have some of your attention.
I think especially we've listened back to episode 1 a few times, and
Yeah.
it's pretty poor.
That's a lot. So if you haven't listened to it, please do go and download it with that exceptional reference. But yeah, it was obviously noticeable that we were brand new to the podcasting game.
Yeah.
So as we've gone along, we've kind of refined the way we do things. We've refined the format. So we might want to put right a couple of things.
Luckily, as well, we brought our motivational coach with us,
Yeah,
Phil.
big Phil Reynolds.
He's doing his GMVQ in motivation at the minute.
Basically, guys, you're all shits and you should start again. Is that where we...
Pull your fucking finger out, you bastard.
I'll make sure your feet are firmly on the ground.
Okay. Wow.
Pegs through them, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to sort of put right a couple of things that we didn't include or stories we forgot. So, in that vein, Richie D, do you want to start us off? Anything we forgot from 1990 or 1991?
Yes, Jimmy, I believe we did. I believe we forgot about the story when we was at school, but there's a certain boy, kind of generous, I suppose, called Jeffrey McIntyre. And Phil, do you remember what happened with him one time?
Yeah, he stole money from his parents and basically started dishing it out to everyone in school.
Yeah,
like a lottery winner. Here's a tenner. You get a car. You get a car.
I can't remember where he got the money from. But
it's his dad's side drawer. I remember the assembly. It was like his dad's side drawer, and it's like 300 quid was taken from his dad. I don't know why his dad's got it. Was a drug dealer?
I was going to say, the man sees
he's got 300 quid
GGs.
Cash in his drawer. That's
massive gambling problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Been exposed.
So,
I think his dad's a pimp. He's dealing with massive amounts of...
maybe his dad was Woody Harrelson and his mum was Demi Moore.
That was reenacts like
rolling around the bed naked.
We can only hope.
Indecent proposal reenactments every night.
Oh man, did that ever come up, Indecent Proposal, in the films?
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Might have been,
I was just thinking
it would have done because
you were obsessed with Demi Moore.
Yeah. And Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, oh yeah,
that's true.
Always good.
And Robert Redford. So.
Oh, what a three!
I mean, I would spend the night with him for $1 million, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I reckon. Yeah. Also,
Either.
I'd rather spend a night with Redford than Woody, because you know that Redford's just a one fuck and then he's asleep. Yeah. Whereas I reckon Woody's literally just having a Lucozade and we're going again.
You're saying Woody by name, Woody by nature.
Yeah, exactly. Redford, you can
one pump squirt.
Or it might last a bit long, but
he's all about the salad dressing now, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about the ranch dressing, whereas Woody is going for a laugh.
Yeah, and there probably not much coming out of that. Redford.
Does he do the old dressing as well, like what Paul Newman did?
Oh, it was Paul Newman. Sorry,
I was going to say,
the battle of the dressing.
I was just thinking, I know Butch
Cassidy and the Sundance.
I didn't know they did the same work as well.
Butch Cassidy and the Sun Ranch dressing.
Oh, lovely! I like it.
Oh, so it's a strong start. I say that it's not.
I was thinking, does he do it as well?
You're right.
That's great if he did, though.
I mean, what are the chances?
It would be great.
How many other Hollywood A-listers, 60-years?
My friend Newman passed. I will carry on his.
Yeah,
absolutely. Maybe he bequeathed it to him in his will.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be great.
That would be great, wouldn't it? What do I get? You get his ranch dressing recipe. What? This is bullshit.
It's all mate, all over. But kind of we've sidetracked
We
a
did
little bit. But there was
sidetrack
£300. £300.
There it was, yeah, £300. There we go.
Jeffrey
That
McIntyre.
definitely, how do you know that? It was the actual amount.
Like about 300 quid, Phil. It wasn't like it was about.
I remember him giving money out.
It was about. It was definitely in the hundreds because I remember Mr. Edmondson go all that sort of shit. Whatever he said, he didn't just say Q. He repeated Q on and off. But he did actually speak the English language. It's like, Mum, my fucking maths teacher's really fucked up. He doesn't say a word. He just says a little Q, Q.
He says Swahili, but he just keeps saying Q. he's like a broken calculator.
Mr. Edmondson, we've got any homework this week? Q, Q, Q. Just obsessed, or just obsessed with like queues at the post office and Jimmy White's sort of
big on snooker sticks.
Yeah, he loved that. But yeah, no, he said it in basically in assembly and what was it, like hundreds, whatever patterns. Sort of James McIntyre, Jeff McIntyre. That's the one that had the money and was literally handing it out.
Comes into school and he's just
going to school and making it rain, basically. Literally making it rain, giving it to people. And I remember Mr. Evanson briefing people and just saying, if Jeffrey gave you any money, like a £5 or a £10 or whatever,
to give it back.
Yeah, give it like the fuck you are, really.
Yeah.
At that age, someone's giving you, considering.
To be fair, that's gone by lunchtime, isn't it? Because you're at the ice cream man.
Exactly.
All they had to do was go to the ice cream man.
Yeah, exactly.
Check the tills, please.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Salute.
Absolutely overflowing with £20 notes. Where will these come from? We're going to be parked in our playground for an hour.
Mr. Cellini went back to Mrs. Cellini that night, and they had an indecent proposal.
He made it right.
Mrs. Cellini rolling around him.
That was the next day when she come in with the neck brace.
Yeah, he proper went for it that way.
You know it.
Yeah, he wasn't no Redford, Mr. Cellini.
Mr. Whippylash.
Mr. Whippylash. Mr. Whippy. Mr. Whipped all over her.
Damn right he did.
Breasties.
Breasties.
He just went with breasties.
Oh, breasties.
You've got...
So they are my two memories from school. I've got another memory which is around school, but I'll quickly tick off some stuff and see if you did it and if it's worth talking about.
Okay.
We can.
All right, little stars for 10. Good.
Elastic band fights.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
So.
When teacher went out.
Were they fired off the thumb and pulled back, or were they coming off a ruler?
Or the gun
weapon?
Or you make them as a gun.
Yeah. Was you gun or was you ruler?
I think I doubled up with the finger thumb combo gun.
That was cool, wasn't it?
I think
you could do that and then bring
it was like John Wayne.
Yeah, the gun was a good one because you pretend you didn't have nothing in your hand and then just be like bang.
Yeah.
Could you ever double load it? Could you do it on both hands?
I don't know if I could do double.
No, not a double loader.
But Kamal, I always remember Kamal used to, because remember he used to have them big glasses.
But he used to fire him off his glasses.
No, but he would just, if someone did go to fire, you'd flinch or turn away. He used to just go face on and you'd fire it and he would just dodge it like that.
He was in the Matrix.
Yeah, he was so, he'd do it all the time. Just like, he wouldn't flinch at all. He would look at it and stare at it and just dodge it as it come. Always doing that all the time. He used to love it.
Elastic bands.
It's going to serve you well in later life, isn't it?
Mate, it was hell for leather. As soon as our Mrs. Osborne, our English teacher, went outside the room, it was literally rulers around. I was always a ruler.
Okay.
I wasn't always a ruler. That'd be weird. People put me face down on their English books and people putting pencils on.
Pulling the
You're
back
bit in the margin again today, don't you?
Pulling you across a desk and watching you rattle.
Yeah,
do you remember having ruler
being
fights?
used to slap people on the backs of the legs and asses.
Do you remember having ruler fights?
Ruler fights as well. Ruler fights got that. Yes, I remember doing that. And it was either Ray Bishop had a metal ruler.
Well, that's cheap.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was, but then the adjudicator wasn't. He didn't put down the rules. So
how are you going to beat a metal ruler?
Well, exactly. But you've got to say
up.
that to begin with. You got to like that. If you're doing a ruler fight and he's brought in a ruler, that just happens to be metal.
He's got extreme rules. What can you do?
Yeah.
If you haven't laid it down.
They were lethal then.
I remember
metal rulers. They were proper. They were weapons.
Gav got... so when I broke my arm, I don't know whether we touched this or not.
He smacked you with a ruler.
Well, no, he was. So I had my arm in a plaster cast because he broke it in drama.
Yeah.
In one of the episodes.
You still sound so bitter.
I really do, don't I? One of the very few bones I'd ever broken. But yeah, it was
funny
caused by
that you
him.
did it in drama.
It's amazing, isn't it?
If it was rugby, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. How'd you do that? Drama. Really went method. But I'm sitting there with
some
my
serious
arm,
Shakespeare on my arse.
sitting with my arm in the plaster cast, just on the desk in science. This was, and he's just absent-mindedly sort of just smacking it with a ruler. And then I think it was Mr. Cheswright, who was our teacher at the time, has just come over and gone, Gavin, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, oh. And he's like, when he sort of realises, like, oh, hang on. And he went, right, arm out then, Gavin. I'll do it back to you. And instead of doing it with the flat of the ruler, he turned it side on through 90 degrees, and he's hitting it with the solid part. He's like, but sir, he's
chopping his arm off.
He's got a plaster cast, and I'm hitting that. You're hitting my actual bone and arm. This is starting to hurt.
Sawing away.
That's the other
this
thing
is when
we used to
teachers
do.
could get like properly aggressive and violent.
With the rulers, did you ever do the ruler burns? Because that is again, it's a bit sadomasochistic.
Yeah, so you'd use it as a saw, essentially.
Yeah.
It was,
you could see how much
there was a little
you could take
groove in
burn.
them, wasn't there?
Yeah. You could do that. There was the other thing when you got the pen, the biro, get the back of your sort of like workbooks, just scribble it as fast as you can to get it red hot, the metal bit, and then you just put it on someone that was listening.
The back of the neck or something was always
and
the
then
worst.
Jump up.
Or compass fights, when you were walking past someone, you always made sure it was someone with a blazer on. You jab their back with the point of the compass, and then they take their blazer off at the end of the day, and there's all these little red spots. Where
We do sound like we were talking about was in prison.
It was kind of Borstal rules.
It was a little bit, wasn't it? There was all this sort of
It
stuff.
was just monkeying around, wasn't it?
Another thing I got slapsies and knuckles again. That was
Or
like
with playing cards through the fingers, like when you went extreme.
your knuckles bleed
Absolutely
and that.
violent, wasn't it?
I've also got
Bucks
here.
Up, we mentioned as well, didn't we, in one of our apps?
Yeah, we
But
did. Yeah, it was,
every game we played was
Was
essentially there was a
brutal, yeah.
violent.
Jeopardy.
Yeah,
There
was,
was
wasn't
Jeopardy.
it? You were
Real
always
Jeopardy,
never
wasn't
sure
it?
whether you'd lose a mandible
Bucks
or a
up,
black eye or something. at the end of the day.
TBs when you had the TB jab, people would punch you in the arm. I think
always,
again,
yeah.
I
Cabbage.
think with cabbage. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
cabbage,
with a
yeah.
dead leg.
Dead legs.
Why was it called a cabbage?
That's Probably, I don't know.
I think it was
Yeah.
something slightly unsavoury about that. Maybe we gloss on.
Yeah, no.
I was about to say, but
The other thing I've got on here is table rugby. Do you remember that?
with the penny.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to
Oh,
love
was that when
table
you
rugby.
had 3 goes to push it across the length of the
flick it
table?
across.
and
Then you'd have-
spin it, catch it with your thumbs,
You'd have
and
to
then
flick it
throw
up,
it
catch
over,
it
yeah.
with the same hand.
someone put a goal up. Yeah.
Yes.
I still play that with the kids now. Every now
Table
and again.
rugby, that was
Table
great.
rugby,
rugby, yeah.
cricket with a scrunched up bit of paper with your pencil case as the bat.
Yeah.
You just smack it.
As
and then
soon as
try-
the teacher went outside,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
just
fair
chaos,
game,
wasn't it? Yeah. Everything was out the window, like I say.
Table rugby, that's brought it back now.
Except in games, when the teacher was in the hall and he was like, just chuck a cricket ball
We're
at each
gonna-
other's heads if you want, lads. It's fine. No problem.
We're
Thanks,
going
up.
to do this. So that was kind of
Yeah, lovely.
that. The rest. Oh, the memory. The other memory I had.
Go on, yes.
Do I want to go there?
Let it out,
fuck
Richie,
we'll go
let it
there.
out, Richie.
Right. So when when I basically in the first year,
There's trepidation, viewers.
in the first
This
year,
could
was
be-
you still playing with action figures?
in the first year?
Yeah.
I'd imagine at 11 or 12, there might have been.
Bit of still
There might have
bit
been
of
activity.
crossover.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because
Okay.
you were only just out of primary school, weren't you? So it was like,
Yes,
maybe,
so I remember having the
maybe.
turtles and still that. But me and
Yeah, because Turtles, they're big that year.
Yeah, those
So
big
bigger than
yeah,
90. Yeah, it was
turtle
1990,
figures.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But I remember me and Gav getting into WWF the figures.
You got into the WWF?
We got into the
There we
WWF, a tag team partnership.
God. And what were you? You were teapot
we
hands.
was Cosmo and Dibs, weren't we?
You were Intercontinental champions for about 6 years, weren't you?
until the Bushwhackers beat us at SummerSlam.
Nightmare.
90.
Good run, though. Great run.
It was a great run, yeah.
For two 11-year-olds, that's not bad.
It's not bad, yeah.
Yeah.
They did question it, especially with the steroid use as well. But we got through it. We got through it.
Bulked up quick.
Yeah. And Ultimate Warrior always helps us out with the
He was a good lad.
bit of cheeky, bit of cocaine.
He was underrated as a supplier.
Exactly. But we got into the action figures, so the WWF action figures, the wrestling figures. So again, sort of, I used to play with these, all sorts of things, sort of all over the house.
I've got a feeling say it's coming in.
It's really building.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm worried.
So a lot of the time, like I bring them into my mum and dad's room, and in my mum and dad's room, a lot of the time I'd leave them on the floor. They'd probably go under the bed. So usually when I went under the bed,
Who would your mum and dad go under bed?
No, I used
both
to.
hiding under it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was scared stiff of wrestling figures.
My dad doing them wrestling moves. He was like,
he was well trained, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. He secretly wanted to get back in.
Dirty Alan Dello.
He was looking for some research, but he could only use action figures for research. He didn't have the internet back then. So
Try and figure 4 leg locks.
Yeah, he's going, what do I need to do to get back in the WWE?
Picking up chairs, smacking them over your mum's back. And
Coming off the top rope.
Got her in a cage match as well.
I'm really scared where this is going, but keep going, though.
Anyway, so sometimes like figures and toys, whatever, would be under the bed. So I'd go into my mum and dad's bedroom, maybe the next day, like whatever, weekend, and stick my hand under the bed. And one time, I remember putting my hand under the bed.
Reached back.
And I was under the bed, and I got this balloon out. I picked the balloon.
Oh no!
I picked this.
No.
So I got the balloon.
No.
You kind of know where it's going, don't you? So I got this balloon, and as sort of inquisitive sort of kids do at that age, they put it in their mouth, don't they? Have a little chew. That's what you do. And to this day, I just remember the horror, of pure horror on my mum's face.
As you went down chewing a balloon.
Well, yeah, because she was in the bed. Like we used to come in and like I know, just like chat. It was a Sunday morning. They'd have like a cup of tea in bed, and like I went like watching them fuck
after a massive Saturday night set.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah,
was it really a balloon? Are you not sure what it is, Phil?
Was it a used one?
Yeah.
It was a naughty
so
balloon.
essentially, I had it in my mouth. So essentially, I had both my dad and my mum.
No.
In my mouth at the same time. I just remember going, Richard, and I remember it took me a couple of until like I know like the PSD lessons and all that sort of stuff to really the penny to drop. So it's only I remember just having a horrific moment in like.
So at the time, she's kind of. Oh my god!
Yeah, she made it worse by a reaction.
Like,
if she'd have just sort
played
of like
it cool,
played it cool,
don't do that.
Yeah,
darling.
just go. Just go with it.
Give me that balloon.
Give me that balloon full of your daddy's
out
nut
your
custard.
mouth now. Get out! And it was like, and I couldn't quite get my head around it. And then she was like, "Oh, well, why?" And it's like, "Well, it's a balloon." And then I kind of like, "Well, why is she acting like that?"
2-3 years later, you're kind of like,
yeah, like that was like.
At what point did you throw up violently as soon as you had that thought of, so I was chewing daddy's lumpy gravy?
I don't think I threw up physically, but ever since that day I've been throwing up mentally.
Yeah.
And you can probably be a judge of that. There's a couch session again.
I think we should at the very least start some form of collection. If you are a psychologist, then you want to ring in. You've chewed your father's used Johnny, and your mother's caught you chomping down there. And I'm now laughing at the fact that Reynolds is really enjoying the term nut custard.
Oh, crying out, baby chuckle.
Yeah, so
you know
I told you it's special.
About 10 minutes ago, Del, do you remember you said, "I'm not sure whether I should share this," and we went, "Yeah, how bad can it be?"
Well,
do you know? I'm really upset that I didn't say no. You don't have to.
Do you know the best thing as well? And
you enjoyed it?
No.
Every year from now on, I treat myself.
Is that my brother maybe at one stage will listen to this, and I've just infected one person's mind. I've infected two.
Man.
So
you didn't share the balloon, did you?
No, he was at university.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
playing flick ups with it.
Yeah. Well, I know you. Well, when he was home, mate, do you remember like the fights that me and him always used to have?
Yeah.
They used to be brutal.
Fights, yeah.
We used to.
You scrape toast down.
Yeah,
scrape toast on your face.
Yeah, that was one.
Anything slightly abrasive. What's the closest I've got? Toast.
Literally.
So like you
and Lee
would toast and just scrape it down his face.
That is amazingly ingenious.
We did it with Dairy Lee, so I didn't just have sort of like. I remember.
Surely that
like
takes
sandpaper.
the edge off with Dairy Lee.
No,
it makes it smoother again. It's like it's been all the holes have been filled in.
Yeah, it does. Well, a bit like
it's like it's been rendered.
Like filling the moon. Yeah, rendering the moon. No, mate. Yeah.
Oh, man alive.
No, basically my brother used to have the Atari ST in his front room, And say like Phil, Lee, or a few of us would come round, and so my brother was kind enough to let us use it in his room.
Nice guy.
But he'd obviously want a piece of the action sort of thing. That sounds wrong. But he wanted to play.
Piece of those 11-year-olds.
So he wanted to play as well, and then obviously we got pissed. And for some reason, it's the rivalry between brothers and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he'd like. I think one time I bit his leg like an apple.
So you did properly come to blows?
Yeah, and then he'd like hit me over the head with a tray.
That'd be proper going, mate.
I'd throw
in front of you lot as well.
Yeah, I mean, the friend you would just be sitting there. Like, what
the fuck is this?
Do we leave, or do we wait for this to blow over? Because I still want to play on the Atari.
Like, seriously, yeah.
It's like weighing it up. Isn't it?
But now, like 100%, I can like you don't want a piece of toast rubbed in your face. It's like, especially not with Dairy Lee on.
I can sort of knock that off my list of things to try.
Proper, like, yeah, not good, mate.
I mean, here we are just giving out proper advice to
exactly, yeah, 100%. Yeah, there could have been like two,
or giving them ideas,
or exactly.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Oh, yeah, toast as a weapon.
There could have been like two brothers listening to this at this moment, about to like get
over breakfast.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, about to like kill each other.
Yeah,
with like with sausages and bacon and grapefruits.
It's like, no, toast.
Well, yeah,
a duel to the death with toast.
I think they should send us in their
strangling each other with bacon.
You know, if they have had a fight over with using breakfast and that, then send in photos.
We'd love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before
pop quiz.
Yeah, if we can see it before the police see the murder.
What
scene.
weapon can you make from food?
Oh,
that's the question, isn't it? What other weapons are available? I mean, did you and your brother use anything else aside from toast, or was it just?
But I reckon you could you could use like a sausages as nunchucks.
Chorizo,
chorizo, bit solid, yeah.
Yeah, that would kill. I know. I reckon, take someone out with a cucumber as well. That's that.
Yeah. We take down the park.
Oh, I'd love to do it. Imagine just going down the park with someone with a whole cucumber.
And just
nothing.
And that balloon you found.
Yeah, and the balloon.
And then coming back home again.
That's a hot day.
We're just having a lovely walk down the park with a balloon and a cucumber. Where you been, love? You don't need to know, Mum.
So, like, mothers and
just took that balloon for a walk.
Mothers and their children in the pram just walking away.
Like that. Oh, aren't they beautiful? Oh, what have they got?
Yeah,
wow. You painted quite a picture, Richard, which I thank you for, and I also hate you for.
Well. Yeah, you can never erase that.
No. All I can see now, probably when I close my eyes, is you chewing on a deflated balloon and just wondering why it was slightly salty.
With a bit of man muck in the bottom.
The nut custard chewing gum.
Yeah, is that sticky white love piss, isn't it?
I think we found a title for the
podcast. It is special. I told you, it's a special. So
we haven't disappointed thus far, and that's only 1990 and 91.
Sharing, yes,
we're only 11 and 12.
I know, yeah.
Oh my god,
that's what I mean.
Did you actually miss this, or did you just only now decide to use it?
Yeah, were you not brave enough the first time round?
I was just.
You really would be setting up.
I was going back,
quite a statement for the
going
first.
back in rough sort of times, and I can't remember what made me twig, and it like popped in, and it was just but it was a mental tug of war to
Once
sort of like to use it. Yeah,
I imagine that's quite difficult to get out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but. Hey, you know, it's not true to form.
Sharing's caring.
Exactly, mate.
Sharing's caring. We've got you back. We'll talk you down off this ledge.
There we go.
Wow, powerful. Any thoughts from yourself, Mr. Oz? Do you need to put right any wrongs that you did with memories? Do you need to share way too much?
I'm trying to get that one out of my head.
Yeah, likewise. I think I might need to lay down.
I think I struggled. First time round, I think I'm thinking.
What, we're chewing your parents' condoms? Yeah. Use condoms.
But no. So for me, school was all a blur. Can't remember much about it. But,
absolutely.
So yeah, I think Dell's. I'd say Dell's like a good one to just.
He's more than compensated.
Yeah, and then he brings you back. You remember it. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And then we could join in. But for once myself, no.
Perfect. I didn't have anything particularly. I don't think to apologise for or for omitting from this particular year. So let's move along.
Have you ever wanted to swim with dolphins? No, of course not. Why swim with dolphins when you can swim with traffic wardens?
Traffic wardens may be complete wankers on land, but in the water, they're the teddy bears of the sea. But don't just take our word for it, take Colin from Hull's word for it. I love swimming with traffic wardens, I do. Here at Some Wally Travel Agents, we want you to have the holiday that you'll never forget, even if it does leave you without the skin on your face. Some Wally, get the fuck out of here.
Should we talk about any of the films and music that we want to put right? Because,
Yeah.
again, with our first forays into this sort of format, we spoke about let's talk about music first of all, for example. We talked about lots of albums and stuff from the year, but we didn't necessarily give a top three, which we went into in later episodes. Now, the only thing we've got with this year is that it was a terrible year to begin with.
So I haven't even got top three this year either.
So
this is
I can sort of give you a couple of things that we may have forgotten. So it was obviously dominated, as we said before, by like the three tenors because it was the World Cup year, and there was lots of that kind of classical stuff that was out, which wasn't 11-year-old us's musical taste by any means. So I came up with three albums that I think I would have put in as a three. So number three, I would have had Happy Mondays, Pills, Thrills and Bellyaches.
Yeah, I got that.
Which makes perfect sense. It's that kind of first foray into that indie world that we would have definitely inhabited. Number two, I would have gone In Excess with X.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Suicide Blondes and Disappear were on that one.
Yeah, I would have had that in. Yeah,
quite like for want of anything else.
The one before that, Kick was the big one.
Was the big one, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely. But there was a couple of good tunes on that which I would have been listening to. And then my number one would have been CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat.
Oh, right,
which I really liked. So I didn't realise it at the time. I didn't mention it, I don't think, when we did 1990.
They got some decent tunes.
There was a few good ones on there. They sounded quite similar, a lot of their tunes, but they were something very different to the three tenors, let's be honest. So that's what I would have
So I always get them mixed up with CC Petterston.
Oh, so she did Finally, didn't she?
And Why Waste Your Time, wasn't it?
Yeah, she had that kind of pat on that looked like
what
blossom.
Kind of music was it then?
It was dance, but they were Gonna Make You Sweat was the big track.
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, it was that kind of thing. So it was that kind of.
It was that
early dance.
It was the early dance. It was a knock on from the 80s and late 80s and 90s.
So kind of like Colour Me Bad, kind of.
Less soulful.
Less shit.
Less shit than that. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, not soulful. Shit.
Less soulful.
I want to sex you up. That's
they were.
You
more
can't really say that too many times now.
Yeah, it was a more dancey, uplifting kind of a thing. But yeah, it's a good little album actually. I listened back to it. It was.
I want to sex you up. You. That's not something you can really say unless you like actually.
It's
your girlfriend or your partner. Yeah.
Well, so when I've now got sort of a kid who's 13. Yeah. He's singing lyrics that I'm not overly comfortable with because I don't think he's necessarily going down that path. But do you know what I mean? So when you're singing these kind of things like, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable. So in the same way, I wouldn't want me to be singing, I want to sex you up at 11.
Well, I want to sex you up
as well. Because I certainly know I couldn't have been.
It's a story because it's not talking about his lover. It's talking about a girl he likes. So I want to sex you up. It's like
Just want to get on the good foot and do the bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
nut custard a go-go.
Yeah, does he? Is he saying it in his head? I guess he's saying it in his head. Not too many. Even back in the 90s, that would have been. Yeah, that would have got you a slap, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it just? Yeah. Well deserved.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that would have been my three little tunes. I don't know whether you guys had any other musical things you have to put right.
Again, I would have In Excess, and I would have had Depeche Mode.
Sorry, who?
Depeche Mode.
The Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode.
Joe Pesky's.
But I don't think I was listening to music at this
stage.
Because when I looked at it, I was just like, one, it was awful.
Yeah.
And two, nothing was coming to me. I was just like, I don't remember listening to
When you say you wasn't listening to music, you wasn't aware of music.
No, don't need sounds or anything.
So what's this?
What are all these-
like banging and it's like,
What are these
what is
noises
this?
being put together on the radio? I don't understand.
No, it probably was. I don't know what. Loads of like really kiddish stuff. I remember like
The Rainbow theme tune.
Well, it probably
we
was
said
like
1990 was
probably like
Turtles,
Jason
wasn't it?
Donovan or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's that kind of stuff. It was just
I think the Turtles were big, weren't they? So it might have been like that.
Yeah,
kind of
just
Partners in
anything
Crime and all that.
P-U-R-T-L-E power.
Yeah,
like
that
anything
kind of
like
crap.
that. It just would have been.
Yeah.
And it's that's what I mean. When we talk back about how quickly we grew,
Yeah.
it's only 2 years later.
Did you-
We're then going into
Nirvana
like
and stuff.
remember
Yeah.
really like getting into music.
Did you buy a Kylie Minogue LP and start like snogging it in your bedroom?
No, my sister had the one of her LPs. I did have the Jason Donovan album.
Did you start snogging
snog
that?
He had a big old smile.
I
on his
remember
face.
I gave Kylie a smooch from the old LP.
Right, you did.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. And
Yeah, was that the one where she was in the little black dress?
yeah,
with the big
that's
curly
all-
hair.
Yeah, with a hat.
Je ne sais pas quoi.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
stop it.
And again,
Je ne sais pas quoi.
oh
So-
my God,
sorry.
you absolute saucepot.
You turn him on, mate. Oh no. Well, you used to as well. The other thing I used to do with was get Princess Leia, and I used to try and kiss. You know the Star Wars figures. I used to get Princess Leia
You were
Star
all
Wars
over
figures,
those figures,
and I
weren't
used
you?
to try and kiss that, but essentially I'm just sucking her head.
Oh,
So it's just like
She loved
it's
that,
almost
though.
like a toothbrush. Yeah, it's not.
she loved that. She's
Yeah.
a big fan of that.
He always made sure they had hoods
Well,
on
she
as
looked.
well.
The thing is, when you suck that head, eventually you wear off the paint, and she looked like she was had alopecia as well because there's like big chunks of hair.
Oh, let's not go
going
down the
out.
alopecia
Not Prince. Yeah.
brings back bad
Princess
memories,
Leia
though.
wasn't looking as hot after that. So
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
But yeah, she wasn't. She was. It was only the Hoth one. It wasn't like she was in not the Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, we don't want to ruin that. Don't want to ruin that.
Yeah. Anyway, top three.
Flight of fancy there. Rick?
I had number one was Happy Mondays, Pills, Fills, and Belly
Open your
Aches.
number one. Nice.
Well, this is the one. Number two, I'm going to stick with. I had it before, but it's MC Hammer. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Just for
Oh
the
yeah, you did have a
yeah,
Hammer
just for the
fetish,
pure
didn't you?
cheese. The old Scottish Reverend McHammer. Yeah, he's back again. But what I was going to say to you boys was, can you remember? Can you remember? Can you give me the covers that he did?
Mr.
He
Hammer?
did. I didn't realise how many covers he did.
Oh really?
Yeah, on that album.
Wow.
But can you give me the three famous Motown and
Oh, my
80s and 90s artists?
Billy Ocean.
No. So think first of all, think 60s Motown, big icon.
So like Drifters or
Four
that sort of
Tops.
thing?
Think single, think
Tops.
think solo artists.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Percy
Lionel Richie.
Sledge. When a Man Loves a Woman.
No, not Lionel
Oh.
Richie. Think early Motown. Early Motown. I'll give you very superstitious. Look, I can't even say.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. So Stevie Wonder, and that was I think
MC Hammer covered Stevie Wonder's Superstition.
No, he didn't. No, it wasn't Superstition.
Oh,
It was.
thought that's what he said.
Have you seen her?
Oh yeah, I do
yeah.
remember that. Now you mention it, yeah.
And there's another two. I can't actually remember the songs, but another famous Motown artist. He did a cover of a Marvin Gaye song.
Get Out of Town.
Yes, and
He wasn't grapevining, was he, or anything?
the sample from. Can you tell me the sample that they used from? Was it "Can't Touch This"? If I say Rick James, does that mean anything to you?
He sounds like a wrestler that you fought once.
Can we, woo! I did, you did it better earlier, mate. Super Freak.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, so that was the sample they used for that. And the last one, famous 80s and 90s, very sort of sexual artist, but very great.
Erasure.
Yeah, could be. No, but like up there with Michael Jackson, there was two artists there were solo artists.
Tina Turner.
Shakin' Stevens.
No, fucking hell, boys. Shaking Stevens, yeah.
Oh God, let it be shaken.
You drive me crazy.
Clifford Richard.
Yeah. No, Prince. It was Prince.
Prince.
Yeah, so again.
He had the audacity to cover Prince.
And can you tell me how many of the songs on the album he actually wrote?
None.
So what were you
Yeah,
assuming?
none.
He didn't write any.
He didn't write any.
So he hasn't really made a great deal of money off of it.
No,
anyway.
not really, and that's why
Oh,
he's.
poor little lamb.
Yeah, that's why I saw him in Subway today.
Not buying, working.
No, but my number three.
It's a great foot long though.
Yes,
He does. That's why he had those enormous baggy trousers.
Well, number three, I found this I found this today, and I actually I really like this album. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but it was Morrissey, Boner Drag.
Oh, right.
And I think Boner Drag, is this something to do with his penis? Who knows?
On this one then?
You got Piccadilly, Polare, Every Day is Like Sunday, which apparently is written about
Southend.
Yeah, Southend, yeah. So it's apparently like it's a seaside town that they forgot to close down. Come Armageddon, come.
Yeah, the video's filmed in Southend, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's like whether it's about because they talk about sandy beaches and there's a few other things that doesn't really match up.
Southend is not what you know as a sandy beach.
Yeah. He did a Suede Heads on their Interesting Drug, and one of the songs I mentioned to you boys earlier is the last of the famous International Playboys, and in that he makes reference to Ronnie and Reggie Cray. And that was the whole thing about the glamorising killers. Like, even we're saying that there's a lot of it now.
Yeah.
Even back then. So I couldn't work out.
There's always interest in that kind of macabre.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But it's like, Reggie Cray, do you know my name? And all that sort of shit. Right. So it's kind of, I couldn't work out if he's for him or against him, or is he being ironic, or is he being so...
you're never too sure with young
so that was my friend.
Fair enough, matey. Well, at least it wasn't all doom and gloom. There was a little chink in the armour, but it was a pretty tedious year for music, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
I'm kind of upset to a certain extent that we started, but we have to start at the beginning of the decade. It was them's the rules. Yeah, we weren't responsible, but there we go. But at least we put right some wrongs anyway, and we've added in some extra touches. Angry. Sad? Frustrated? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then have you tried yelling? It relieves stress. It feels good. It scares small children and birds. Yelling. Like talking, but louder. Try it today. Now! Should we do the same for our film choices as well? Just to sort of touch on them.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
So, film-wise was better. Obviously, we were quite happy with the films of 1990. Phil, do you want to sort of give us? So again, we rattled through, didn't we? We did a lot of. These are all the films that were out, but we never kind of touched on three particular favourites. So have you managed to whittle down? Go on.
So number 3, I've got a kind of a two-way pulse here. I was stuck between Home Alone and Total Recall.
Wow,
okay.
It's a tough one.
That is, I mean, they're very, very different genres.
I know, I mean, they are totally. They're great, both.
Which way?
It's probably Home Alone, to be fair.
So here's this: if it was Christmas time,
it's Home Alone.
Which way would you go?
I watched that the most, and the kids love it. And that's still so. It probably is Home Alone. I do like Total Recall, so let's go Home Alone number 3. That's what I'm going with.
Home Alone at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 2.
Again, I struggled with this one as well between 1 and 2, but I kind of worked it out. I went Miller's Crossing number 2.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And then I went Goodfellas number 1.
Oh really?
Okay. Have we done it? So even in our housekeeping, where we've got the chance to put right our wrongs.
Oh no,
we're going to have to come back again.
Oh no. Oh okay.
But at least one of us has managed to capture it. So you went Home Alone, Miller's Crossing, and then Goodfellas. See, that's a bit better, isn't it? That's not a bad 3.
Yeah,
I'm right with that. Dale, what did you manage to?
See, mine's Home Alone.
There's 3.
Sorry. Number 3, Home Alone.
Right.
Number 2, Total Recall, and number 1, Dances with Wolves.
You went Dances with Wolves.
So I thought that was
intriguing.
See, I like. That still would have been number 1. The Goodfellas would have been my number 2 if I'd have seen.
So
Goodfellas.
Dances with Wolves would still come out.
It still would have been my number 1. Yeah, I just love it. I just love the whole story to it. It's just. Just the way it's sort of his understanding of a different culture where everyone else is kind of just not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And they're just literally, we're in war, we're ready to kill. And and I love the way the wolf sort of involves both him and the sort of the Native Americans.
Yeah.
Sort of in getting
coming together thing,
sort of thing. Yeah. I just love the way he embraces the culture, and then it's a full sort of like 360.
Yeah,
he kind of he's like almost like the Americans are.
So it's similar to Last Samurai kind of thing, isn't it? Where you've got the Tom Cruise role where he's
Costner's
totally Oh well, I mean, anally, of course.
Yeah, no,
lovely anus. We've touched upon.
Oh yeah, I thought you might have done because of Costner.
Yeah, no, I do like it as a film. I don't know. To be fair, it's probably a film I'd probably need to revisit because I probably never really fully appreciated when I watched it.
Yeah.
I probably didn't fully understand it. So I would have watched it around probably this time, maybe a couple of years later.
But
so it's probably a film I need
it.
to see as an adult.
Yeah.
And actually go, do you know what, this is...
Mate.
And I might be like, yeah, this is amazing. But
Again, you get to see another Costner's butt shot.
exactly.
Well,
whether I'm an adult or a kid, that will always be amazing.
That's fine.
It's powerful, but it won't knock off Goodfellas, is what we're saying. It's powerful, but not that powerful.
No.
Phil's first wank was Costner.
Says the man that chewed his father's used Costner.
What's this tingling sensation in my pit?
I think I like Kevin Costner. Or wolves. I'm not sure which. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Back to the paper.
For the football team. It would have been Steve Ball back then, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Oh.
Pushing for the England squad.
Oh, lovely. I mean, so much to choose from. What an array of things we had at our disposal back then. Or you whipped over the park and saw what you could find in the woods or something.
Well, yeah, 100%, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember we touched on that quite a lot.
Yes, there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of woods-based activity back then. Okay, so my top three, just to round off this little bit, I would have gone Total Recall at 3. One of the few films of that era I've actually seen several times. Number 2, I would go Pretty Woman.
I was going to say, I suppose with some of this housekeeping, we might find out a bit later. You've come and seen some of these films.
I have
second time round.
I have actually. I have made a point of watching some of the films that you've told me to watch. So yes.
So what ones did you watch? Total Recall.
Total Recall, I had already seen, but it's one of the few of that kind of Arnie action hero films that it wasn't really my thing, as I've mentioned. I was all comedy and that kind of lighter stuff. But that was one of the ones I'd seen. Or Pretty Woman. I mean, Julia Roberts was just banging. So yeah, big fan of that. So she was my number 2. Well, the film was my number 2. Excuse me. And number 1 would have been Home Alone because I adore that film.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it's still funny to this day. It's
it's great.
30 plus years old, and it's like Jesus, it's still good.
So again, as much as Macaulay Culkin annoys me,
absolutely,
he doesn't in that. I don't know why. It's just yeah.
I couldn't watch him in Richie Rich
or My Girl,
or any of that. I had no interest, or even the second film.
Yeah, it's a bit more.
But that, all day long, I'll happily watch that anytime someone wants to put it on.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't have to be Christmas. It is bang, bang, bang. Yes, please. So yeah, good. Well played, gentlemen. Cool. That is top 3s covered. Well played.
Same.
Putting rights wrongs.
Yes. Woohoo. Finally got it recorded.
Do you ever find yourself down in the depths while working in an abattoir? Do you crave for a more enjoyable way to slaughter a cow? Well, here at Slaughterhouse Party, we have over 100 activities to make your day go quicker than a bolt to the head. There ain't no party like a Slaughterhouse Party!
Right then, listeners. Obviously, we have been tweaking around and we've been sort of righting wrongs and we've been looking at the format. We have a new little segment we'd like to bring into the podcast called Desert Island Dicks. If anyone can think of an appropriate jingle, we will gladly take it. If not, we're going to make something up on the spot, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
Reynolds, what you got for us?
Oh, what are we doing now?
Bit jazzy,
I need something. I need something inspirational from Pip Whitehouse, the scat man. Okay, we need some help. So, Desert Island Dicks. In no way, shape or form legally, I've been told to say by the lawyers, does it represent or have any similarity to Desert Island Discs on the BBC Radio 2. But it definitely does. Here ends our legal disclaimer.
2 different words. One's
absolutely.
Discs, one's dicks.
So imagine if you can, viewers, being shipwrecked on a lonely desert island back in the 90s. You're there for an indefinite period of time. How do you entertain yourself? What would you eat? Who would your ideal companion be during your time on the island? I will be posing these questions and more to the boys as a way of getting underneath the skin of the other blankers. I'm going for something there. And finding out their deepest, darkest feelings about 90s memorabilia and icons. So, with that in mind, Richard Dello, I'm going to strand you on this desert island.
Oof, scary.
Are you ready for some deep probing questions?
guess so.
Whereabouts in the world is this desert island? Do we know?
I mean, it's properly remote.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Would Captain Cook have gone there?
Captain Birdseye couldn't find this
Captain.
fucker.
Captain
That's how remote this bad boy is, Del. So
I think you'll find Captain Cock is about to.
he's about to. So, desert island dicks.
Okay.
Here we come. You ready?
Oh, getting nervous.
Question 1.
Yeah, hit me, Brittany.
What 90s Richard or Dick, do you see what we've done, listeners? Do you see what we've done? Would you bring to the island, or would you be stranded with? Is he on the boat that crashes? Okay. So I need to know what 90s Richard you're being stranded with and why.
Okay, see, the first one that pops into my head is our good friend of the show, Richard Gere.
Indeed, yes.
But
Dick Gear.
Dick
Gere.
Gere. But do I want to be spending
Upwards
years,
potentially years, yeah, absolutely.
watching him? Like, I guess it'll be like something. He'll be shoving seagulls up his ass.
if there's no,
if there's nothing
hamsters,
around, coconuts.
Well, that's it. What if he's going cold turkey? It's even worse.
I don't think there's turkeys. You can't fit one of them up there, can you?
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Jesus wept. Imagine that.
So I think that eliminates him.
Okay.
So you're not taking him?
No, I'm not taking him. So the only other Richards that I would love to take is Mumsy, Crystal Maze, the man himself, Richard O'Brien.
Yes, great shout, Richie.
And they have that little section in the Crystal Maze, don't you, which is all like
The Aztec.
Yes,
exactly.
Used to it.
Also, he wears great attire. He's got a mouth organ as well, so he can keep
Entertainment of an
entertainment.
evening. Yeah.
He can sort of, obviously, he's a genius because he made Rocky Horror Show.
Indeed.
And then obviously Crystal Maze and Dots. But it's a great, amazing program.
Both genius.
Very different.
So I seem to remember us labelling him a genius in the first episode, and then we
might well have
and
done.
then we was sad about just brandishing that word around
willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly.
But screw it,
maybe
we're back
just-
again.
Maybe it's meant to
deserves
be.
it. If we keep on
it.
saying it, maybe it is true.
It is true, yeah.
Yeah, we talked ourselves out of it. Said
Yeah.
it. Are we calling it? Is he a genius?
If we build it, he will.
Sounds like just fits his name.
It really does, doesn't it? But you're absolutely right, Dale. So you've got entertainment on
Yeah.
tap.
He can make-
sing and dance.
sing
He's
and
got
dance.
a
He
lovely
can-
fur coat.
Lovely fur coat. He can make
Keep you
up
warm.
random games that'll keep you entertained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just think he's all right. He seems
You
like
need sun cream, no?
oh, imagine the burn.
on that head.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
He's one of your bald bros, isn't he, man? So-
Yeah. It's one of the the slaps.
That's gonna hurt.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
a bit.
absolutely.
Yeah, but
Maybe it's a particularly cloudy.
I'm sure we've got
Cloudy
time.
islands.
We can build. I'm sure we
Build
can
a little
build.
house.
something.
He's
Yeah,
great
a
at
little
problem
bit.
solving, as we've
Yeah,
mentioned.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's a great. I don't think. I think he's he's an extrovert when he performs, but I think he's an introvert. So I don't think he'd do your head in. I don't think it'd be like living on an
Always,
island with
like,
Carey.
always on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he's So yeah.
There'll be
I'm sticking with
downtime.
that,
I think it's a great shout. Yeah, very
Richard
happy with that.
O'Brien. Yeah.
Good shout. Okay, question.
We're gonna have to record these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we are recording.
Oh, no,
I don't know if you were the concept of the podcast, Phil, but we'll talk you through it afterwards. Don't worry. This is going to blow your mind when you hear your voice back.
What's that thing we do every 2 weeks? I don't. Why do they get me to come?
We can't
I haven't listened to any of the shows. Yeah?
We cut ourselves into trouble. Well, they're shit, weren't they?
They get me to talk into this. They get me to talk into this black stick. I've list
Wow.
my favourite films.
So very, very different 2 hours we're spending there, Dale, I think. Right, let's bring you
Right.
back from the dark sides.
Come on.
Question 2 for you. So you're on the island.
Yeah.
If Richard O'Brien's mouth organ doesn't fulfil your every musical need,
Yeah.
what one classic 1990s album is going to be in your mini disc player that you're washed up on the island with?
For me, there's hundreds.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
To choose one is a really big ask.
But the one
these are the rules.
I'm going to choose is one I talked about on the podcast, and it's for a number of reasons.
If it's
But
MC
because
Hammer.
we're on an island, it's not by the Willy. It's not by the Willy Bumfuckers or anything
it
like
not?
that. No, it's or Dental Hygiene, whatever. It's by Shakademus and Pliers. Tease me because we're on an island. It's got the sunny vibes, the feel
it's
to
a bit
it,
more party atmos.
party atmosphere. There was another a couple of albums, but I just think it's upbeat. I want to keep my mood up because
Yeah.
I'm like, stranded. I'm potentially.
Yeah, we're not going to put on Embrace or Travis.
No. I think that'd be the end of it.
That would be it.
There'd be a lot. Yeah,
I'm just going for a little swim. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, like even O'Brien would be like slashing his wrists.
He's not going to bring you back.
He's not going to be playing a mouth organ to that.
Very true.
He's going to be to Shakademus and Ply. Who by in fact, you know what? I'll go out. I'll put myself on a limb here. I think they do the best version of Twist and Shout ever. I'm talking about better than the Beatles here. So this is like controversial.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's a tough one. But still, even Salt and Pepper's Twist and Shout I like as well. But I'm going with.
I think
Shakademus
right.
and Pliers, man. Boom.
Great album choice. Very much upbeat. Like it. Okay, we rattle along. So, we've done music. We've done your companion.
Yeah.
What about the one 90s movie that you have to watch every night for the duration of your stay?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't think it can
Schindler's
be too...
List.
yeah, exactly.
That. How many days do you give it? You don't even make a
Schindler's List and Embrace.
It's a short stay on the island.
Yeah, it is. I don't think it can be. It can't be too heavy.
Yeah.
You can't be a Schindler's List. It can't be. I don't even dramatic. Really, it has to be a feel-good, uplifting movie. I'm staying with the Jamaican theme, actually. I missed it out from my list before. It was one of Jimmy's choices. But I'm going for Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
I'm staying Jamaican. I'm keeping it on the island. I'm keeping it real.
God. So I assume you're drinking Lilt throughout your entire
Lilt, Red Stripe as well.
Beautiful. I never thought that. That's a good little show, actually. We should do drinks. Excellent. Movies, albums, companion, done. How about your attire? What were you wearing on the ship when it sank that was very 90s themed? What is your one piece of 90s clothing, footwear, general outfit? What are you wearing?
The one thing that springs to mind is my first real fashion item that in the 90s that spoke to me. And I really didn't care too much about fashion like before. People might say you still don't, Rich. But it spoke to me. It was almost like it wanted me to choose him. And like I saw like icons at school like Daryl Capps wearing them and different people.
I feel like he's going down like
just what Daniel Milton was rocking the red and green one.
Or something.
It was close. Spliffy jacket was close. Again, it would have tied in with the theme.
Yeah.
But I'm going full on lumberjack, padded shirt all day long.
Nice.
It's going to be hot on a desert island, no?
I know it will be, but if
he's going to wear it open.
I've got nothing else.
Yeah, he's wearing.
Shit, I should have chosen bottoms. Richard O'Brien's just loving it. I've got a padded shirt with my dick out.
Mine is blown, isn't it?
It's Desert Island Dicks.
Desert Island Dicks. Boom and boom. Wow, so you're wearing it like kind of Joey Lawrence from Blossom.
Or I can tie
wide open.
I can tie around my waist.
Undershirt.
There you go.
Wear it as a skirt.
We could say that you were washed up, still wearing a vest, a long vest to cover your modesty. Right. There you go. How's that? Beautiful.
Best is best.
I feel a little bit upset. I'm not being washed up on this island as well. This is quite the treat for the eyes. Okay, how about if Richard O'Brien doesn't fulfil your sexual needs on the island? What 90s crush would you like to be washed up with?
See, this is actually quite easy, actually, because, again, I've spoke about it before, because of the situation, it's got to be Jet.
Rusty Lee.
Rusty Lee, yeah. It's got to be Jet, because Jet, again, should be coming in over in Lycra or less, maybe, because of the climate. It's got to be hot. It's a desert island.
Yeah.
She's going to be rocking the Lycra, and for me, Jet was all about the Lycra. I spoke about the dress thing. Don't want to go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lycra, Jet.
Keep her in her natural.
Yeah, plus hanging
format.
tough, swinging on them palm trees. Again, more entertainment.
She's a shoe.
You can go and fetch the coconuts and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
she's using the jungle vines just to get around the islands. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
the girl is literally made for this island, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. And
I imagine she'd have to go on your first.
But the thing is, though, is she automatically going to fall in love with me, or do I have to do some work? Is O'Brien going to be like?
Hang on a minute. All right.
I like.
What's your line then? What's your chat up line for her?
Oh, as you know, I'm all about.
You are a smooth dude, Del. I'm expecting great things. What's your chat up line for Jet on the island?
I seen you from across the palm tree, and I think I like her. Like ya.
She is leaving.
Yeah, I think you'll have. I think,
available canoe.
when I answer your question, I think you'll have some work to do.
Yeah.
I don't think she's falling in love. Like
O'Brien's just like knocking out game shows and sneezing West End musical hits and coming out with vocabulary that's like getting her moist. And,
Mumsy!
Yes.
And you're coming out with,
I'm
I saw you from across the island and I like her.
kind of like her.
That's beautiful.
Kind of like.
It might work. Give her 6 or 7 months. She'll come
be
round.
like, yeah, she'll be
Putty
like-
in your hand still.
Maybe.
Putty in your 11-year-old hands.
By then she'll be a skeleton.
Called Yo Egg Sandwiches.
Yeah. Yes.
How about then? Okay. Say the worst happens and after a few days you're on the island and a raft bobs into view.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, could we save? This is amazing.
Yeah.
But actually, it's your mortal enemy from the 90s. Who is on that raft that you would hate to spend the rest of your time on that island?
This is the question I'll put back to you. Is it an actual enemy, as in someone we didn't get on with in the real, or could it be someone who winds us up?
Just someone you.
I think
someone
you would hate to be.
Yeah.
So someone would
So
say,
you've got someone you want to spend your time with. Who would be the worst
for example,
person to be on that island?
Joe
with you?
Pasquale with that high pitched voice would just
Yeah,
singing that song.
Or do you know what I mean?
Like, gonna get on your nerves.
That'll get on your nerves. That would be the worst.
Yeah,
thing in the world,
100%.
right? But what's your equivalent?
Ooh, I don't know. Very. It's got to be a very annoying, in your face. I reckon. Yeah, like we touched on it. I think with the question from the other, it would be Carey. I think Carey would
just always on, always performing,
grind me
always.
down. Yeah, just anyone too over the top.
Yeah,
I know you can walk off and go on the other side of the island, but for
I
me.
reckon him and Dick would clash as well.
What?
I don't know, clash.
Him and Dick O'Brien.
Yeah,
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah,
it's quite possible. They both want to be like the alpha comedian.
Yeah, I
Alpha
reckon.
entertainer,
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't think they have the same humour as well. No.
Yeah.
And I'd feel protective of Dick, but I reckon Carey would just try and wear you down mentally.
Do you think he's also going to make a move on your jet?
Possibly, yeah.
Using his alrighty then.
Yeah, but I reckon she'd prefer it than I kind of like her.
Yeah. Who knows?
So I reckon that's what makes him more a fucking enemy. Yeah.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
that's
He's coming across to steal your misses.
Steal your misses, yeah. So
Oh, we're not having that at all.
not at all.
Outrageous. Okay, last question for you then, Richie D. A package rolls. I'll say like on the shore. You wake up one morning after another night with Jet.
Yeah.
You wake up, just say, I'm just going to go and walk the perimeter of the island, see if anyone's like any ships are passing.
Yeah.
You see a package wash up. It's got pot noodles in it. And you
Give
love
that message in a bottle.
You love a pot noodle.
Yeah, I love
There's only one.
Oh, one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
But around the other side of the island comes a boy band member.
Oh.
He's got his eyes on that pot noodle too.
Yeah.
Who would you fight to the death for that pot noodle? What boy band member are you fighting to the death for the last pot noodle on the island?
I reckon is it a Bombay Bad Boy? Pot noodle.
It can be whatever flavour you want it to be. You are willing to go to town and die for this thing.
Potentially think, and he could have actually made. Now I think about it, he could have easily made my my nemesis.
Oh, okay.
He could have taken that role. It's Mark Owen.
Mark Owen from Take That.
Yeah, I just a bit again.
What's
a bit
the bit that
whiny.
wound you up?
Just a bit whiny, I'm a bit. I'm cute, but I'm not really. And I think we'd rub each other up the wall. In fact,
He seems angry
I'd be
about this.
prepared to
think you could have
waste
him
the
then?
pot noodle.
You think you could have him?
Yeah, I reckon. Do you think he's got some skills then? Do you reckon he's got? Yeah. Do you reckon he's got like pound for pound? Do you reckon he's got some like?
I think you've got.
He obviously keeps himself in.
Yeah, I
in
think
trim,
you'd have
He's
him.
in-
yeah.
he's in-
Jason
Nick,
Orange
but-
might have been a different story. but-
Yeah, but Mark Owen.
Well,
You'd
all
like to think
that breakdancing
I think I'd
probably,
personally, if I lost the fight to Mark Owen, I'd either kill myself or I'd personally
or you'd
just
wanna
take
stay
my
at-
chances with the sharks. and everything else.
You'd want to stay on the island.
Yeah, and Jet, it would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? If Jet's like, if you've been like knocked out,
she's cheering
knocked
you
out
on.
by Mark Owen.
She's going, go on, Richard. You do this and I'll marry you.
Even though we're fighting over the last pot noodle, I would potentially use the boiling hot water from the pot noodle to throw it in his fucking face.
Oh, scalding.
And then get the sachet of hot sauce, pour it in his eyes.
Give it a squirt,
Watch him
yeah.
cry.
Where'd you get the boiling hot water from?
From the
Got a
sun.
bucket in the night.
From the sun.
They've always got a fire on the go on an island, haven't they?
Yeah, from the exactly.
Look at what I have created.
From Richard O'Brien, he makes up. He can do
He's
anything.
just hot stuff.
Yeah.
That's one hot dick.
You can pour it in his belly button, and his little cups of it
A
gradually.
little crystal would pop out.
Giving you an extra 5 seconds to do who knows what. Well, that is beautiful. Richard, thank you for being our first castaway on
No worries.
Desert Island
Oh, it's
Dicks.
So on this
It's
island,
enjoyable.
Lots to live up to.
So on this island, you've got Del, Richard O'Brien,
Yeah, Jim Carrey,
and Mark
Owen. Fortunately, I think they might all be saved by next
Are
week.
you glad? Are you glad you're not on that island?
Yeah,
Well, let's find out. I think that next week you will be our castaway, Phil.
Yeah,
so,
I'll have to get thinking on
get
that.
thinking on those questions. But we'll bring that back. Any guests that come on, we'll ask them the same sort of questions. Which is just a nice way to get to know the people on the podcast. So that was Desert Island Dicks.
Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Sounds better than the atrocity we fucking did.
The sing song.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to try and remember Desert Island Dicks. Got to try and keep that one in the
It's
memory.
beautiful.
Perfect. There we go, viewers. Something new for your little ear rolls.
Hello there. Do you ever stay up all night thinking to yourself, what do I love more, tattoos or pigs? I know it's a tough one, isn't it? Well, not anymore, it's not. Why not go online and visit Tattoos for Pigs and choose over 10 million pig tattoos? Why not give old Porky the sleeve tattoo that he deserves just before you slit his throat? Tattoos for Pigs, or the other pig companies can pork right off.
Right then, gents, we looked back at our righted wrongs of films and albums of 1990. Should we take a quick trip to 91 and give our top threes for both of them as well?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, let's do films first again in that case. Cool. So, Del, are you
Yes.
good to go for your films first of all?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Good stuff. Go on, hit us with your three that would have been in our list had we have done it back in 1991's episode.
Number 3 is City Slickers.
Oh, great little film.
Yeah, again, I think we had it as an honourable mention, but again,
Yeah.
I think it's Phil's VPN as well. He just, I don't know where you get that VPN from, but hey, it's magical, and it produces little nuggets
Little
like
nuggets,
that.
yeah. Great
City
little film.
Slickers.
Love that.
You know what? Number 2, which was my number 1,
Well, he's changed it.
back in it was Boys in the Hood.
Yes,
I
great
had that as
film.
my number. Well, I think I had it as my number. It would have been my number 1
Would have been
basically
your
if we'd
number
have
one,
done the lists.
Yeah.
But my number 1, which I loved this film.
Here it comes.
And it's
I can feel it coming. I can
Bill and
feel it.
Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh, man alive. I
I-
didn't feel it coming, but it's a cracking
I
film.
love this. Just the fact of you've got obviously Bill and Ted get killed. You got the robot Bill and Ted. You got station. They go on a whole journey. Death's heavily involved. They die. They come back. So they go to the afterlife. There's a whole deep thing. I actually really like the soundtrack. Actually, bizarrely enough, and it's
What's on the soundtrack then?
you got Kiss, God Gave Rock and Roll to You. That's you've got a couple of I don't know what the bands are. It's very similar to the Point Break soundtrack. It might be
Right,
just a
okay.
Keanu Reeves thing, but some of the
Of course, because he had his own band anyway, didn't he? He always tried to... Dog Star, was it?
yeah,
His band?
I
He
don't
tried to carry on, didn't
think they was playing on there, but it was just seemed like at the time it was that. It was a grungy type
Yeah.
feel to the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
it was just starting to kick in, wasn't it? Because 92 was sort of Nirvana-y.
Like, yeah, but I
Time,
just
so, yeah.
for me, this film, I love it. I just love Death in this. This Death's the fact of he's
Is
a
this
big
when
child.
they keep playing him?
and they keep
best
beating
of three,
him.
best of five,
yeah, and he's
best of
just
seven.
like,
yeah.
and he ends up joining them. He ends up going to heaven with them. He ends up being in the same. But I love Bill and Ted. I haven't watched the latest one.
I don't ever want to...
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
I was gonna say,
ever.
I wouldn't- I
No.
wouldn't bother.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't.
But why would you?
Yeah,
so long
you-
after
you
the
know
end,
it's-
it's
you-
calm
Both.
connect.
I love. Yeah, both Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey are amazing. They're just lovable idiots, aren't they? There's nothing you can.
Yeah.
George Carlin's in it as amazing
He's
stand
still
up.
great,
I love.
isn't he? Yeah, absolutely.
He plays Rufus, doesn't he? Yeah, it's just the whole thing between these idiots that save the world. It's just I love the concept.
Yeah,
and like I say, Death is still a show for me because
Remember the cartoon of it?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah,
I used to like that. Yeah,
I remember this. Do you remember the song?
no.
Do you?
Yeah.
I feel like you want to burst it
I
out.
was going to say.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, amazing, funky, blah 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 blah. There you go.
You remembered 33%.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sounds a belter. That is a great little.
Yeah,
shout.
so apart from like the geek off there with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure theme tune, that wasn't the theme tune.
Not
it was
quite
just,
a wild stallion there.
Yeah,
Neil,
not quite, but
Bubbly
yeah.
under.
But yeah,
Bubbly under.
there you go.
Lovely
Again, JFK was close. Naked Gun 2.5 would have been up there as well. So, but that's it for me.
It's a good little three. Like it. Phil Reynolds, what would your three choices have been in
So
this
number
particular year?
3, got Silence of the Lambs.
Indeed.
Good film. Very, obviously it was massive for the year, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Quite a very scary film, but
Yeah, 100%.
quite a good little thriller, and obviously paved way for that kind of
Was
serial
you-
killer kind of thriller.
Did you actually watch it at this time?
No, I think I remember actually
That's a
reading.
brain
I was gonna
12-year-old,
say,
isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think because I think
A
I
little
was,
Philip coming down the stairs.
I don't remember
Mummy, I
reading
watched
the
the film
book.
I shouldn't
though.
have watched,
I
yeah.
remember reading the book. So the book was massive
Would you
that
have got
year
that
as well.
from Video Man?
Probably. Would have had to have done, wouldn't I?
Scary stuff.
Yeah, that was good. Silence of the Lambs. Number 2, Terminator 2.
Again, you say it's the best.
Shit. I've
the
done it
best,
again.
The best, what?
Yeah, that would have been
second
in there.
film ever. Never seen it. I have, however, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, seen Terminator finally. Absolutely bloody appalling. Absolutely shocking.
Try
After
Terminator 2.
all the
Try
banging
Terminator
on.
2 then, you might like it.
Do I have
It's
to?
completely different.
Do I have to have liked Terminator because we're on? a bit
It
of a
is.
wobbly
They are
ground.
different though,
Yeah, they are
aren't they?
different. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
separate movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Give it a
Terminator was. I mean, it's. I know it's over time, but
Yeah.
my God, it was bad.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it's hard for me because I saw it at
You've got
time.
those.
Yeah,
You've got those
them-
feelings about it. Haven't you?
memories,
Nostalgia
yeah,
and
so-
stuff. So, whereas I've watched it as a 40-year-old man, and it was. It showed its age.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
That's the problem.
I still think T2 might hold up because the special effects for the time are absolutely amazing.
Well,
It was groundbreaking.
I'm
I
willing to
watched
give
it
it a go
recently.
for the
The
chaps.
effects still
They're still yeah.
groundbreaking today. They're still like they don't look out of place. You're just like,
'cause
wow,
when-
this is
in
amazing.
the first one, like the machine gets destroyed slowly, and it's just like a little scabby foot dragging itself
yeah.
along.
So
whereas this is the one where it's all sort of
I don't-
moulded metal.
Oh, yeah, it
For
was
me-
amazing. And at the time, it was groundbreaking. It's still, it's like I say, it holds
Yeah,
up now.
Oh,
You're like,
I'll give it a bash.
It is, but the thing I like about the first one is still the cat and mouse. It's still like that is.
Oh, it's a proper
an
hunt,
extreme,
isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
So-
it's like
Oh, yeah.
hide and seek, but with guns and
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
My number 1 film
Go on.
is JFK. Missed Costa out the last time. I couldn't do 2 years without him. Of course not. But now this is a great film. I love this film. I have quite quite a good feel about JFK in a way. It kind of interests me, the whole assassination
the
thing
general-
anyway.
the general story,
yeah,
right?
have you
so-
watched the Oliver Stone documentary?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember. I had the book of this as well. The cross.
It's the way you say it, it's like fucking a picture book.
No, it was,
Pop up.
it was what it was based on because it was done by Jim Harrison, who was
Pop-up book
the
of
district attorney.
Kennedy getting shot in the head. Is like going back and forth.
Yeah.
behind the grassy knoll.
Yeah, go, Mum,
Pop up, no.
Mum, can you read it to me one more time? Oh, go on.
Just make sure you're not watching that Silence of the Lambs afterwards. You'll have nightmares. Silly Pip.
But no, so I've always been quite interested in the assassination anyway.
Yeah.
And but this film, it's brilliant. He's again lengthy. It's about 3 hours long, and the cast, so many big people in it.
Big Daddy.
Oh, like
John
Jeff,
Hastings.
obviously
Jeff Goldblum.
you got Costner, you've got Kevin Bacon's in it, and you got
Steve Merchant.
no, not Steve Martin. He's not in it. He's not in it.
Greg Davies. He's 6'7". Richard Osman.
No,
Bloody massive, isn't
he? It's got a massive cast in it. Really good. Like all people pop up in all the time.
Audley Harrison.
No. But no, definitely recommend JFK. Great film,
It's a good shout.
and it doesn't answer any questions, but it gets you thinking. And it doesn't. Yeah, it kind of gives you it gives you the choice of what you choose to believe, kind of thing, and what you think happened. That's what I quite like about it. It doesn't give a definitive answer. It just tells you these are the facts.
You draw your conclusions.
What do you think? Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
that's fair enough. That's all a film can do.
very, very good film. Definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah, I would recommend if anyone's interested, like also watching that Oliver Stone documentary.
Stone thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah, no, it's very good film.
And it's quite scary, actually, the evidence.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's crazy. There's some of the evidence is ridiculous.
Fair dues. Great shout.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. My three, just to round off, I would go Hot Shots as number 3.
Oh, nice.
Because,
That's great.
it's just silliness, isn't it? Sleeping with the Enemy as number 2.
Oh, is that about the lady that slept with the musical newspaper?
The NME. Yeah. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? She's done the entire cast of writers. Yeah. Julia Roberts again. I seem to have a thing for Julia Roberts, don't I? Just from my previous film.
It's Notting Hill. Yeah, that.
Yeah, Notting Hill as well. Yeah, there might be something in that. So yeah, he would be number 2, or the film would be number 2. Excuse me. He's thrown me there. I'm just thinking about Julia Roberts. And number 1,
and Eric as
Costner.
well.
Costner features in my number 1, obviously. Robin Hood's Prince of Thieves.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you did, to be fair, you waxed lyrical about that back in the original episode, Del.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Everyone knows your feeling on it. It's a good little film.
Yeah, 100%,
and again, it's one of those ones that you can always switch on and go, I know it's cheesy, but I'll still watch it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
At whatever
it's
point
brilliant.
you're picking it up, it's like,
Yeah, it's great.
It's a comfy pair of shoes.
Even though I like the Russell Crowe one probably is a bit more, I don't know, sort of credible. I still put this film over that.
Oh, yeah, much prefer it.
Oh, it's the best Robin Hood, yeah.
Apart from, Men in Tights.
Oh, yeah.
Standards. But yeah, it's a great little film. So yeah, very happy with all of our choices on 91. Decent. Should we do the same for our musical choices? Mm-hmm. And then we can wrap up 1991 as well. Make sure we've righted all those wrongs. So album-wise, shall I boot us off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So 91. This is based on me back then, not my choices now, just for reference. So I would, real toss-up for number 3. It's either Acton Baby by U2 or It's Out of Time by R.E.M. Both of a certain flavour.
Yeah.
But yeah, some cracking tunes on both. Number 2, I was really, really into Crowded House and loved Woodface. That would be my number 2 album.
Yeah, brilliant.
The first one would be Diamonds and Pearls by Prince.
Yeah,
New Power Generation.
To be fair, I think this year I can't really disagree with anyone really.
We
spoke about this.
It's a lot better than 1990.
This year
we
was
definitely make a lot of point about that.
There's so
I
many good albums.
I think you can make a case for pretty much every album.
There's a lot of quality out there, isn't there? So there you go. So obviously Nevermind was out, and I appreciate that, but that would be me now, not 12, 13-year-old little Jimmy. So they're my 3. Acton Baby, I've called it Acton Baby, Woodface by Crowded House, and Diamonds and Pearls. What about you, Reynolds?
So yeah, a little bit similar actually. So I've got Acton Baby number 3.
Have you now?
Yeah, I very much like the album. But the best U2 album, without doubt.
Yeah.
Very good. I think my sister had it and that got me into it. I just remember listening to it, ooh, quite like that. And then just got into it. And very good album. Like that from pretty much track 1 to the end track.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Out of Time. It's a strange album actually, Out of Time. It's got some good songs on it, and it's got some dark,
I think that's why
low, and they kind of has a little good pop song.
Yeah, then brings you back down again.
As another pop, it kind of goes up and down,
peaks and troughs.
It's great songs on it, and it's obviously, that was their first big one. But yeah, I do like that one. And then my number 1 is Nevermind. Just no matter how you gloss over it, it's a great album.
So Bobby Dazzler.
Yeah, so that has to be my number 1, really.
Fair play. Can't argue with that at all. And Mr. D, round us off.
I've got number 3, Nevermind. Again, I didn't really, at the time, I didn't really know too much about Nirvana, and a lot of it grew on me actually just by listening to people's sort of tapes that they'd lent to me and stuff. It probably would have been higher, like again, if sort of probably the time, but Second Out of Time, again, really good. I like the contrast between Radio Song, Shiny Happy People and Losing My Religion. I mixed in with, like you say, other darker songs and stuff. But number one is Song Baby. I think it's my favourite actually. I went off U2 massively.
Yeah.
And then, because I haven't listened to them for ages, it's kind of given me a bit
It's
of
nice to come back and have after a break, isn't it? Yeah.
And I really love this album. I just listened to it the other day, and I was comparing the songs. So I was almost doing song for song against the other album, and just on personal choice, I just prefer this one, and that's why it's my
It's a
number
good
one.
album. Yeah, I like it.
Like you say, I don't.
we can't
There's
all
not
be
really a
wrong,
bad
yeah.
song on there, to be fair. Whereas the others, I can sort of see other sort of.
You can pick a little hole in and
The other, and the other ones that just missed out, Screamadelica and Cypress Hill.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
So.
Good tunes all round. Well done, gents. Nice.
Oh, and embarrassing.
Here we go. I mean, he couldn't let it go, could we? He's like a shit Columbo, isn't he?
Shit Columbo.
Just one more thing. Have you remembered the other album?
Do you remember Embarrassing Bodies by the Shy Prostitutes?
No, Richard. Why don't you talk us through their tracks, some of the tracks on the album?
Number one, Can't Look You in the Eye When You're Playing With My Pie. Number two, Can We Keep the Covers On When You're Pounding My Ass? And number three, I Always Seem to Stutter When You Cover Me in Splutter. So, it's a sort of romantic one. I think I'll be putting these to bed pretty soon.
And not before time.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Good work all round, chaps. Can we keep the covers on while you pound me?
New from Andrew Boyd Headache, the hit musical A Scarecrow Called Cake, featuring standout performances from Brendan Rodgers as Mr. Potato Skins, Janet Street Porter as Stale Bread, and Buddied High as Halle Halle, the girl. Critics are saying it's the best thing since Oxygen or Kevin Costner's Butt, which is technically the same thing. Book tickets now at the Old Skit Theatre in Grimsby. Don't miss out on this once-of-a-lifetime opportunity to see A Scarecrow Called Cake.
Right, young fella, my lads, let's end this little look back at 1990, 1991 with some more letters and emails from our prolific listeners. They have been sending them in like nobody's bloody business. So let's push through and see how many we can get done. Question number one to all of us. Apart from a swan, who's the only bird that has one, what bird would you most like to give a penis to? Plus, secondary question, what would be the pros and cons of having a wonderful schlong between their legs? That is from Benny in Cumbria, Benny Buppyminton III. A little bit of nobility. So, Mr. Reynolds, what birds do you want to give a penis to, and what are the pros and cons of a bird with a massive wanger?
It's got to be a massive wanger.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking it's, you know...
I'm thinking...
If you're giving a bird a wanger, give it a big one.
Peregrine.
Sorry, what?
Peregrine.
Peregrine? Peregrine?
Peregrine.
Is that a posh fella, you know?
See, it's like I
got a
can't
lisp.
see. This is where it comes. Like I get the mick taken out of me saying penguin rather than penguin.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I say penguin.
Penguin?
Yeah, penguin. Yeah.
So whenever
It's a penguin. Not penguin.
It's because you've drawn attention to that now.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
never
be-
would have picked
yeah.
that up. I mean, I don't know how many times in conversation you mentioned
Yeah.
penguin that I haven't mentioned it or haven't heard it before.
But
Peregrine?
peregrine.
Peregrine falcon. With a massive cock and balls.
Yeah.
Now, what benefit would it?
Great question, isn't it?
Great shag.
Yeah, I suppose it's just all it can. That's the only benefit.
Is it not going to get in the way of? Is it going to get in the way of its speedy flight whilst it's chasing? Chasing,
weighing it
shrews?
down a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it helps him to turn really close to the ground because he can actually use it to leverage off the floor.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just
I'm not up on the
just
nature.
spitballing.
I'm not up on the nature.
No, nor should you be.
No, exactly.
That's not
Not
on you.
after
That's on you, Benny Buppy Minton. Dale, what about you?
I'd like to see an owl with a massive dick. Just
so throwaway. I'd like to see an owl with a massive dick. Any particular owl?
barn owl.
Barn owl,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, good.
I'd just love
Solid.
to see it swooping down the big arms, big wing spring. That's not a thing.
Yeah,
Big,
completely silent.
You know,
Wingspan.
Wingspan. That's not wingspin.
The old wingspin.
Just make it
It's like
wingspin.
me and the penguin.
Penguin.
Yes, wingspin. Yeah, wingspin penguin. Wingspin penguin.
I think my fellow co-hosts
Wingspin-
are broken. They're literally
I like that for a band name. The wingspin penguins.
Wingspin penguins.
Like, yeah, he's flying down with his massive wingspan, and he just clocks, like he takes out 3 mice, just fucking kills
Just
3
donk,
mice,
donk, donk.
cut the squirrels,
Yeah.
knocks them with his massive dick,
Just gives
and then
it the
it's
old
almost
flick.
like an anchor in a ship.
Oh, okay.
He
could
lets it
properly
roll
just-
out, and almost like just puts it down to dock.
Okay, yeah.
Then puts,
So he sleeps on it,
he could do. He
yeah,
could do.
yeah, why not?
and then he can
Like a
turn his
sleeping
head.
bag.
And, like so, he's on watch, isn't he?
If anything, as he rotates the
He's
head,
watching
does he
that.
slowly sort of screw himself into the
yeah,
ground?
it's like a corkscrew.
Yeah.
An owl screw.
Also, the kills that he's made with his penis, I reckon he could put the animals into his massive penis, then roll it back up.
Like
So
some
he's
form
got
of
4 squirrels in his dick.
Yeah.
He rolls it
Rolled
back
up.
up. Almost like, I know how
Like a
I know.
Greek sausage
like-
roll.
Yeah, a bit like a sausage roll, yeah. Just comes back, retracts,
squirrel roll.
flies off, makes out Mrs. Owl's waiting, boom.
One happy lady owl.
Yeah, then he pounds her later.
Licking her lips at what's unravelling. Very, very
What
nice
noise does she
indeed.
make when he's pounding her? Ow. Sorry, that's so bad.
That's lovely. What noise does he
so
make?
bad.
Ow. Deary me. Well, that is delightful. I probably would give a massive wanger to a penguin.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
I think it would help it turn in the water like a rudder. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking
actually, yeah.
a more agile penguin, not on land.
It's not being weighed down as well, is it? So
Exactly.
the water's holding up the
quite so the
slong.
appendage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I like
Right.
it. Imagine that, an agile penguin
an agile penguin.
coming at you from any angle.
Mind you, a
Jeez.
killer whale must be licking his lips. That's a different.
I'll bet he is. Man alive, is he? You haven't seen the size of this thing,
Oh,
Dale.
free willing.
Free?
Yeah, it's
You're
like
paying for this one.
Paying for this one. Yeah.
You'll be paying for this one later, I tell you.
Mind you, the penguin flips over the whale and fucking teaches him a lesson.
Just as a go on a
prison style.
Blowholes it. Boom, have that. I'll teach you, bitch. But
Have that, Rodrigo.
suddenly got aggressive, didn't it? Right, Benny, thank you for your weird but intriguing question. We move along to Glenn Tipex from Jamaica. If you could make a new fragrance, what would it be called and what would it smell like? Richie D, I'm going to come to you on this one. So what would Oda Richie smell like?
Essence of the underground.
Oh, nice, hot, steamy.
Hot steam.
dirt.
Girls Aloud
but,
song,
yeah.
wasn't it?
What's that, mate?
Sounds of the underground. Smells of the underground. Dog shit and tramps.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Nice.
essence of the underground. And what would it smell like?
Yeah. So that's what you'd call it.
Oh,
I was
Yeah,
thinking I was thinking that was the smell. This is the name of it. Essence. Of
Yeah,
the
well, it
underground.
is.
No, I like
it's,
that.
it's the name and the smell.
And the smell. Beautiful.
And that's what makes
that's what
it,
it says
yeah.
on the tin.
Yeah, exactly.
The Ron seal,
Ron seal
of
of the
perfumes.
perfume world.
Delightful.
Yeah.
No, I like that. Mr. Reynolds, have you got
So
a...
what we got to come up with the
so
title as well.
Well, it's the
don't have
name
to.
of your fragrance.
Right.
But what would the underlying notes be, as they say? That was a growly growler, wasn't it, as well? I like that.
Yeah,
A rumbly tumbly.
Rumbly tumbly. Maybe that's what it's called.
I think it'd be something to do that. My guts.
That would be the name of your award-winning eau de toilette.
My guts.
guts. And it would smell of my guts.
My
Again, that's exactly what it says on the tin.
Jean-Phil Reynolds.
Yes. What would it be? Essence. Oh, it's a tough one.
Jean-Philippe Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to have something kind of sexy on you to it.
My guts.
So,
My guts.
My guts.
exactly. If you say it like that, it doesn't sound
Yeah,
too bad.
everything's
does it?
all right, but really, it's the smell of your insides.
Philippe Reynolds.
Pip Whitehouse.
Pip Whitehouse is magnifique.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
You got one, Jimmy?
So I think the smells would be 12-year-old Jimmy. So desperation. Probably maybe that's even the name of it. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a great name.
Desperation.
Desperation.
And it would smell of Africa, Lynx Africa,
Oh, right. I thought you meant the continent.
mixed with chips and salt and vinegar.
That'll do it.
That's not bad, is it? I mean,
that's quite pungent. Yeah.
And maybe a Scotch egg thrown in there as well, just for good measure.
Yeah.
Pepperami.
That would work, right? Pepperami, Scotch egg,
Or-
chips, vinegar, and desperation.
Pepperami stuck into the Scotch egg like a savoury.
Oh,
like
that's
99. Like a bit
That's
like with
not-
the
like a
cup
sa-
of
like a
beans.
savoury
from-
Popeye.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I thought, quite go well. Mug of beans, Mr. Partridge. Delightful. Well, there you go, Glenn. That is our fragrances. They'll be available on the website shortly after this recording goes live. Okay, more questions. We've got 3 that come quick and hectic from the same writer, Shirley Reiser from Vancouver, in fact. She says, number 1, ever slept in a skip? Straight to the point. Phil, ever slept in a skip? No. Dale?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
I have slept in there was a paper skip in Benfleet down at Tarpots.
What, skip?
Like paper, where it was all just waste paper. You
Oh,
could put it in.
Oh, for you.
What was the skip made of?
It's actually made of paper,
The
yeah.
shittest skip in
What's
the
that ball? Like,
It didn't survive a rainy night.
origami king just makes his paper skip.
A light drizzle takes it out.
boy sleeps in paper skip. Front page of the Echo.
It was a late night from the pub, I think, and I couldn't get home. I think I'd had an argument with my mum on the phone on the way home. I just stayed out. I was like, well, I can't knock on someone's house at like 3 a.m.
No.
So I just crawled into
the skip.
pulled some papers across, and I had a little sneak for a couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah,
Fucking
and then
hell,
walked
Jim.
home.
Oh.
So, question 2: ever slept in the woods? Oh, now this one's more of a thinker for Pip
I don't
Whitehouse.
think so.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
thinking like festival or something like that. Huh?
What festival of what?
No, it's
A
just
woodland creature.
Harvest Festival. Took an unmarked tin out there with no label on.
Festival
I'll
with-
survive with this, don't you worry.
no, not what I can think
Probably
of.
not. Dale, what about you? You ever slept in a wooded area?
No, not in the woods. No, I've run off into the woods before.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I was very much
after
there for
being
that.
pissed on.
Yeah, after being pissed on in a
but I
bush.
didn't actually sleep there. You guys,
You were in a tree for a while.
yeah,
but
you guys
weren't-
coaxed me out like
We
a
did.
scared woodland animal, didn't you?
Yeah,
And I-
we were nice to you.
Yeah, you didn't let me
brought down
sleep there, so-
The timid little squirrel that you were.
I
Have I
never
ever slept in the woods? Do you know what?
You slept
After you've
everywhere.
done the skip, the woods seems quite appealing.
Yeah,
Jim.
I've definitely slept in phone boxes. that was
Superman.
that was a university.
Drunk Superman.
I slept standing up in a phone box. I got stranded on
I know,
in
you
Thresher
remember
Week.
you slept under that bridge in Barcelona.
Slept under a bridge in
And me and
Barcelona.
Gav were like, "Come on!"
I was like the Red Hot Chili
refused.
Peppers back then.
Yeah.
I was always under the bridge.
Fucking troll.
Yeah. Who's that tripping over my Spanish bridge?
I remember me and Gav tried to coax you out, and you
Yeah, I
again
wasn't having any.
you was
Once I was drunk.
No,
that was
leave
it.
me.
I was leave me. Just
Yeah.
save yourselves.
Leave me and flee to
Yeah.
like knock out another album.
another mediocre album. I'm fairly sure I would have slept. I've definitely slept on a grass verge after a night at. I think it was a day and a night at a Billericay pub, like beer festival.
Right.
And whenever I was drinking, you know full well that I used to be quite
Yeah.
snoozy. I seem to remember sitting down on the grass verge, waiting to be picked up by a taxi, probably. And I was so drunk that I took my glasses off, thinking I
Yeah.
was literally in bed. Put them down, laid down on the grass verge, fell asleep.
Wow.
I was woken up by a
Lee Harvey Oswald taking a shot.
by an ambulance like motorbike, a paramedic, And they were like, what are you doing out here, mate? Because
An
he was like,
ambulance motorbike paramedic.
you know what I mean? So they had like the big boxes on the back. So they were kind of
On a motorbike.
they were a paramedic, but
Oh,
they were
right.
just on a motorbike
Oh,
rather
okay.
than just an actual ambulance.
It's like a first responder kind of
Yeah,
thing.
kind of thing.
Right,
And
okay.
he was like, "Oh, come on, mate, let's get you home." Sort of got me up, and I left my glasses, so I arrived
shit,
back
okay.
home without my
Yeah.
glasses.
Did you get
But,
them?
like,
Did they?
No,
No.
they weren't there after the. Back in the morning, I had to go back to like the missus and go, I don't know where they are.
Shit.
I've literally fallen asleep on a grass verge. It's one of my prouder moments. But there we go. And then finally, from Shirley Riser's trilogy of questions, have you ever slept in a skip in the woods? So I'm assuming if your first answers
Yes,
are
it's
no and no, Phil,
Yeah, no.
it's a clean sweep nose. Del,
No. The only guy who personally could answer that question is
he's
the one that read out the question.
I have not slept in a skip in the woods.
Right,
No,
okay.
I'm 2 for 3 though.
Cool,
66.
that's not bad.
Like meatloaf.
I wasn't expecting that, Jim.
2
that
out of 3 ain't bad.
that took me by surprise. Wow.
Well, hopefully it's taken Shirley by surprise as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, onwards we go. Question from the Old Pipe Boys in Kentish Town, London. Like Amanda from Sao Paulo, if you could give your nipples superpowers, what would they do? And like Amanda's, could they change the world? Del, let's go to you. What are your superpower nippers capable of?
My super powerful nipples would shoot out tiny puppies.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
just
beautiful.
any.
That sounds painful.
They're
Yeah,
incredibly
it was painful for me, but not for the people that get the puppies. So, like, essentially,
that's selfless.
I reckon
That's beautiful.
it could sort of change any situation. Like,
You could
I
almost
reckon-
like parachute you into a war zone.
Yeah,
and
like,
just start
now-
firing out puppies.
I reckon, like, if they flew me into sort of Russia, I reckon I could fire like puppies from my nipples into Putin's lap.
Cute little puppies
And, yeah.
and just take his mind off.
Yeah,
his,
and he'd be
his
like,
mental.
"Oh, don't worry about this. I've been so silly. I've
What
been a
silly-
jerk.
what a silly goose
I've been a
I've been."
real dick."
Yeah.
And
let's
just
hope
stroking
that-
these.
let's hope that
puppies.
comes true.
Yeah, I think so.
We can get our best scientists.
If I could, yeah,
Our best
that'd
not
be-
faulty, just blank scientists on that. We need tiny
We know-
puppies in Richard's nipples stat.
I've got tiny nipples though. That's yeah.
Well,
So-
fortunately, we've got some tiny puppies. Let's see what we can do.
That's a match made in heaven.
It's a match made in heaven. How about you, Mr. Reynolds? What you've been pondering this while Dale's been telling us about his
No,
super
not really.
nipples?
So,
No, just
No, no, I've just been really picturing his nipples.
so nipples, any power, yeah?
Any power.
And can they change the world?
That's the dream. I mean, if they can't, they can't. It's just a power.
Well,
Yeah.
But, you know,
If it's your choice, you'd
Let's,
want
uh,
it to, wouldn't you?
well, exactly. One would hope that you'd be selfless
Yeah.
and apply. Well, yeah, I don't think he's going to be. The way, he's about 4 beers in, listeners, so who knows where this
trying
could
to
go.
think, what would it, it's my power. I'm trying to think, I'm bare-chested.
What, right now?
yeah.
It's quite the image.
power.
I don't know, it'd have to be like...
The power to finish.
I mean,
the sentence.
if it helps, I'm firing out gravy.
Yours is fine out.
I'm firing out, but Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, no.
Because that stuff is the bizzle.
No.
Yeah, I like that stuff. Yeah.
But,
Oh,
what,
no,
when it's warm,
what
yeah.
benefit?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what benefit is that?
I've always got gravy on tap, my friend. That's the benefit. And not only that, I'll leave the left one always hanging out.
And just Jenny like KFC gravy, because she's probably going to be the one, you know,
Is she?
sucking on them.
What do you know about our relationship, Reynolds? Who knows? I'm going to make that one available to the world. The right one's just for personal use.
Yeah.
The left one is available to anyone that wants gravy.
Anyone wants gravy? Well,
Little,
I think mine
little
would-
squirt on your
I
roast.
think mine would be like
Off you go.
mine would turn into little monitors, and you look into them and you can see. You could see the future you want to see.
that's powerful.
Interesting.
It's kind of like
that
a
is powerful.
hypnosis nipples.
Hypnosis nipples.
Or like Paul McKenna nipples.
They're better than Paul McKenna. Paul
Yuri
McKenna talks.
Yuri
Yuri
Geller
Geller.
nipples.
Paul McKenna talks bullshit. These actually show you
As
the
opposed to you.
These
talking
are
about.
these are official nipples.
Yeah. These are licensed.
yeah, I'm patenting these. Yeah.
These are FIFA
So,
regulated nipples.
Yeah, so you look into them, and it just shows you. It shows you the person you want to be.
Power. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah?
It's cute. It's cute.
That could change the world.
Could do, yeah.
It would. Yeah, I like that.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed. Let's see what the next year brings. You know, who knows? All right, we move on. Next one is from Trish Munger from Swansea in South Wales. My next door neighbours keep on throwing dead squirrels over my fence. Rude. How do you think I should approach them about this? And what's the strangest thing someone has ever thrown over your fence? Phil, you've been a homeowner longer than either of us. You must have more experience in the neighbours from hell.
Pesky kids kicking the football over. That's not weird, but
Damn kids.
that's about as good as it gets. Have I had anything weird thrown over?
Because you obviously back onto a park as well, so I wonder if
I've had a
they've
lot
got
of fucking shitload of eggs thrown over my.
that. anyone we know that might have been responsible for that?
Yeah, fucking crate load of eggs thrown over. That was interesting. That's probably the weirdest thing.
Nice,
Pick that
nice little nod back to the original episode.
Yeah, but no. How would? So what was the first part? How would you approach?
How do you broach the subject of a neighbour throwing dead squirrels over a fence? What's your opening line?
I don't think you say anything to them. You gather them up and post them through their letterbox.
Oh,
Give them a sign.
With
fire with fire.
with little turd in there as well.
Oh, just a little turd. Yeah.
Turd. Like a message like The Godfather.
Yeah.
Or unless you cut off their heads and leave it in their beds when they're sleeping.
That's a good shout. Yeah. Squirrel.
Your dead-heading
Squirrel's
squirrels.
head.
Squirrel's head in the
Little
bed.
squirrel's head, little tiny thing. Wouldn't even notice it. So just roll over, it gets trapped in
I was
a
going to say, it does
fold of fat.
it does have the same effect of big fucking horse's head, does it?
What's this in my gut? Oh, it's a squirrel's head. Who knows? That was some boisterous love making, darling. I don't know where the squirrel's head came in, but we had a lovely time.
I think our neighbours.
I've had a lovely
I
time.
think our neighbour's a mafia boss.
But a really, really bad one.
Really shit one, yeah.
How about you, Del? What are you? How you broaching this particular quandary? How can we help Trish out?
Yeah, I'm happy to go with the squirrel's heads in the bed. But not just one, like fucking thousands.
You're going on an
1,000 squirrel
absolute.
heads in the bed.
Hang on, so you're killing more squirrel? You're worse than her.
Yeah, but that's to teach her a lesson.
So
She's forcing me to be psychopathic.
it does
to
say.
teach her a
Trish does say that. Yeah, my neighbour keeps on throwing dead
Yeah,
squirrels.
so there's
Who
a
knows
lot.
how long
So
this
they're
has been going
piling
on
up,
for.
aren't they? Yeah.
So you've just
So
storing them up.
Yeah, you probably got like a pile of squirrels' corpses big as like I don't know 2-story building.
Two-story building.
That is quite a vendetta that Trish's neighbour's been keeping up. You've got to ask yourself, what has Trish ever done to deserve this? We haven't actually heard that. So, Trish,
I want to know the size of her bed as well. If you
Yeah.
put 2-story squirrels' heads in her fucking bed.
they're up to the second story. It's like, Mum, I can't see out the bathroom window anymore. All those squirrels' heads.
Be
It's
like
getting ridiculous.
like a ball pit of squirrels, like a soft plays.
Soft play indeed. So I'll give you soft play. The squirrels' heads, goddammit.
Yes, no, definitely. And the weirdest thing someone's thrown over my garden is a corpse, an actual corpse.
Wow.
No,
do you want to give some context?
no, not really. Yeah, probably something lame like a shuttlecock or a ball or something.
Shuttlecock.
We went from dead human corpse to shuttlecock in the blink of an eye. That's how quickly time moves around here, ladies and gentlemen.
The most weirdest thing I've thrown over is
that
an
was a
actual
corpse.
is a child's lawnmower. I've thrown that over
Oh, right.
a neighbour's garden.
Any
yeah.
reason?
Me and Gav used to make up the Olympics, and we used it as a hammer. And for some
Okay.
reason, the throws went straight.
The most obvious thing to use.
It was lucky the neighbour weren't in the garden because it would have been
Fucking killed him.
That's an interesting one.
No,
You
my
don't want to
lawnmower
die
back
from that,
was-
do you?
yeah.
How did he die? He was a great man.
He was hit by a
He
plastic
died by
lawnmower.
a child's lawnmower. Hit him in the face.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
Hang on. So how old are you here?
Oh, mate, we're still probably about anything from 8 to sort of, I don't know, 12 really. I can't remember.
So
but
you
I
had a child's lawnmower?
well, it just like it used to be in the shed. Like, it wasn't like now, like sort of, I don't know, parents just get rid of loads of stuff.
Yeah.
My mum used to be kept
You,
in the...
you never know when it might come in handy.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. So
that kind
it's
of
one of the
comment.
ones
When you want to throw it over your neighbour's
it's one of the ones you used to push, and I used to do
I
the
remember,
nursery.
yeah.
But
yeah.
it wasn't like sort of like a replica, like Bosch one or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a proper one. So that was a metal one. That's doing damage, man. That's like that would really there.
Wowzers. Just remind us not to move next door to Del.
So new neighbours moved in a week later after the
Yeah,
mysterious death of the old one.
That house went to probate pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You don't want to be killed by Pop Goes the Weasel. Do you?
It would be a bloody nightmare, wouldn't it? What an embarrassing way to turn up to the pearly gates. And how did you die? How did you die? Got hit by a plastic lawnmower, didn't I? Fair enough.
And a shuttlecock.
In you come.
Yes.
We move along, and this question says, my flatmate Keith keeps on changing lyrics to songs, and I can't seem to get them out of my head. So now my missus does similar, or makes up the lyrics, because she's not quite 100%.
Mine does that, yeah.
Then that earworm gets in there. But he says, for instance, in the Otis Redding song, Dock of the Bay, he'll sing, I'm sitting on a cock because I'm gay, which is, childish. Come along now, Keith. How do I ignore him so I can get on with building my pastry men? And that is Sandy Balls in Cornwall. So, Sandy, how can you ignore your childish flatmate Keith? Del, help him out.
I always think you go for the mature approach.
Yeah.
And that's, it's an old school approach. We've probably all done this before. You put your fingers in your ears, go, la, 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 can't hear you. And that's...
I think that is the most mature way that you can approach that.
I think that's how you deal with that one.
Phil, what are you thinking?
So what's the question?
How can you ignore a childish flatmate changing lyrics to songs?
It was a long-winded way of getting around that question, though, wasn't it?
Wasn't
That's
it?
telling
But
us.
I think, again, Sandy might be reaching out just because might be
So
lonely.
he's singing.
A lot of reaching.
So he's singing like I'm
Lot of reaching.
sitting on a cock 'cause I'm gay. Is that right?
Yes,
And she
and
keeps,
other songs.
And she keeps. Oh right, and other songs. She keeps.
It's just annoying Sandy. Sandy wants to crack on and make her pastry
And
man.
he's her what relation?
It says flatmates.
Fucking kick it. Does she own the flat? If she does, kick him out.
Wow, you really are just like all killer, no filler today, aren't you?
Yeah,
Killer.
that is childish. though,
Taking
singing
no
that kind
prisoners, Philip
Singing
Reynolds.
that kind of song is childish.
Quite
he deserves to be booted out.
Boots.
Unless he owns the flat, and then
Yeah.
she's got an issue there.
You got to sort of suck it up, I guess.
Yeah.
More
Take
tea,
it as it
Vicar.
is.
There we go. Yeah, I'm afraid I can't help.
Can't beat
but
them,
that
join
is-
them.
that
Just
is
start
tricky.
making up your own.
Possibly, yeah, out childish the child. Make it even more annoying from them. Fight
Yeah.
fire with fire, maybe. Who's to say? Well, I wish you well with your quest, Sandy. We move along. Okay, Brett Porridge from Down the Docks says, what Disney princess would make a best serial killer?
Disney princess.
Disney princess. I'm thinking the girl from Brave. I forget her name.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
pretty
she's a bit
good with
feisty,
the old,
yeah.
had a temper and
Yeah,
decent with a
100%,
weapon.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Dark side
She's
to
seen
that.
some shit, so she's.
Oh, yeah,
I went
she's-
out turned her.
She's been through
Like
some
Beauty
stuff.
and the Beast 2, if you see the sequel.
What, she goes on a rampage?
Not really. No. I didn't think you'd go there with the sequel.
Yeah,
Beauty
wow.
and Beast 2, mate.
Yeah. Well, it's more just about her. It's the subtitle.
The
is-
serial killer years.
the subtitle is just like Belle, the story of Belle.
Oh, okay.
Well, is he the Beast anymore? I thought it was turned at the end of...
Yeah. So it's
The
not about
original
him
film.
really. It's
Oh,
more
okay.
about Belle and her going on a serial killer
Rampage.
through all the shit she's seen.
She is... to be fair, she has seen some dark stuff. Yeah, fair point. Del, any
No.
thoughts on that one?
No, wraps it up. I think, the princess from Brave, yeah. Belle.
Merida.
Great shouts.
I know it'll come back to Merida, I think that's her
Merida,
name,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think she did.
Oh, you sounded emotional about that, Phil. Are you all right? Has it brought back some memories?
Brave, yeah, I've only seen that once. It's a good film.
Yeah, it's up there. Okay, last couple of questions for you chaps, and then we can...
You said that about.
I did say that, but literally, the questions are coming in as I'm reading them. They just don't seem to... It's like the never-ending gobstopper or whatever it's called from Willy Wonka. Here we go. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Nice simple question from Fabio Makeup
What's
on
the
the Isle of
what?
Sheppey. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? I mean, I think we all know Dello's one from earlier on today.
Yeah, actually.
A little rubber balloon full of mustard.
Actually, it's a tough one, actually, for me.
Really?
I don't. It's that.
If they're saying else, then Christ, please tell us about it.
Dear Lord, unless you've eaten puffin or something, I don't think that's even...
No, I ate a cigarette, didn't I? Do you remember?
You did it, and a bee.
And a bee, yeah. So it sounds like a Disney film itself. The cigarette and the bee.
It was a strange diet that week, wasn't it? But
It was,
very few
No,
calories
I
in
ate 2
bees.
cigarettes, didn't I? And almost hospitalised myself.
You
I
did. You
remember
went
that.
a bit too low.
Lost a lot of weight that week and the kidney.
Yeah, exactly. No, mate. I don't recommend that to the viewers. Don't eat cigarettes because you get a rather high fever because there's lots of like things like arsenic.
Yeah, it's
and-
about 7,000 different chemicals in a
not-
cigarette,
it's
isn't
not
there?
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably. I think that
Yeah,
beats
that's
the
up there.
Johnny actually because just the fact
Because
that
you voluntarily ate the cigarettes for a bet, didn't you?
yeah.
Whereas you were unaware what you were eating
No, we
under
played
the
that
beds.
ridiculous game in the bag. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, in
We played
pubs.
it in the bag.
Just a pastime in pubs.
Where
yeah, you're
it
right.
was so you had the silver foil from the Benson and Hedges
Inside the
packet, or
cigarette
gold
box. Yeah.
foil, whatever it
That's
is.
right, rolled up into a little ball.
But you had to throw it into a salt and vinegar Walker's crisp packet.
empty crisp bag that
And
someone else was holding across
And
the
if
table.
you
that's it.
missed, you had to stick your tongue in an ashtray.
Yes, that's right.
And
The things we did at
I
alcohol.
can't remember how it
days.
came down to it, but basically the end of it was the loser had to eat a cigarette, and I lost.
Sadly,
Yeah,
you lost
yeah.
a couple of times on the
Yeah,
trot. Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, that's horrible.
yeah, good point. That is pretty weird. So, Fabio, that's your answer from Mr. Dello. How about Mr. Reynolds?
No, I'm very conscious of what I eat.
You just eat nothing but cheese.
I'm very picky as well.
Yeah, would you not go
Don't have
on?
butter on my bread.
Would you not go on I'm a Celebrity? Would you not?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. No, I couldn't do it. I'm very squeamish and shit
Really?
like that. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Okay, so we have a plain eater over here. Weirdest thing I've ever eaten. Possibly reindeer hearts. I ate in Norway when I was there, or whale.
What was you just ripped it
Whale.
out? And then,
still beating, yeah. Just chasing it through the woods as I slept there one night.
like in Indiana Jones.
No, it, was,
Calamar.
it was very much prepared by a chef.
Just woke
It
up
was like,
naked with blood around his mouth.
what have I done this time?
Like, American Werewolf in London.
Just a
American werewolf in Stockholm.
carcass of a deer just lying next to it with a big hole in its chest.
Jenny's like,
Oh, I've done it again, love. Oh, no. I'm like Gregory, the dog. Oh, my wife's going to kill me. Oh, no.
that's why you used to pass out in skips and that. You constantly were like,
Yeah,
I ate some weird
only paper
stuff.
ones. Though.
Yeah, only paper skips.
Just full of blood.
oh, brilliant.
Well, there we go, Fabio. We've got a mixed bag there of interesting eating items. And final question for yourself, chaps. Here we go. This is American listener Donnie from San Diego. And he asks, it's a would you rather? Would you rather walk around with salad for a head or broccoli for arms?
Salad for a head or broccoli for?
For arms. Now, we know that you only, Phil, want to replace your arms with gobstoppers.
Yeah.
So I would imagine you're going salad for a
Salad
head.
for a head. Look,
Big old lettuce or something.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think lettuce, yeah.
Like a big old...
Yeah, because otherwise
boy.
it'd be, like,
Just
too
like-
complicated,
yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
A sprinkle of
Yeah.
croutons and
Sort of
stuff,
bits
yeah.
of carrot.
broccoli for arms
Oh,
sounds
that's a
quite good.
little,
though,
little
actually.
crouton dandruff. Be delicious.
Broccoli for arms sounds quite good. Though, 'cause they're like kind of arms, aren't they? Like a tree trunk.
You could probably
kind of
make it work, but then I'm trying to think of something's bound to eat your arms, aren't they?
Yeah.
thing. Something would eat your head though if you're a salad.
Yeah, it's rabbits.
Should just been
Jumping
chased around town, a load of rampant rabbits.
Maybe try and fight them off with.
I think that might be something else, aren't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just work that one out. So,
I
yeah.
think I'd go broccoli for arms.
Oh. Didn't see that one coming. Out of left field from Reynolds. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Fair play, Mr. D.
Yeah, 100%. Broccoli, I'm too vain.
You going broccoli for you
yeah,
still want to see your
yeah.
beautiful face.
I want to look at my face.
Won't be able to brush your hair.
I want to comb my hair with broccoli arms.
Won't be able to apply any product to your hair, but yeah, but seeing it nonetheless. What the hell? Let's make it an even 3. I'll go broccoli for arms as well in that case, because if anything, all those little bits can really hoover up the plop when
Yeah, be a
you're
bit-
wiping your bum.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
it'd be quite
I think our wives,
relieving. I think it'd be quite
Yeah,
nice.
quite a nice little feeling.
I think
Yeah,
our wives would probably prefer the fact that they're not kissing lettuce.
there might be that. Who knows? Maybe they don't. maybe we'd have to ask them the same questions.
At least you could like do them from behind with broccoli arms.
We could be massively disappointed. You realise this? It's like, no, of course we want the salad heads. Jesus, I don't want that near me.
Yeah, true.
Well, there you go. That is a very extensive dip into the letters and emails for this time round.
There's a lot of them, wasn't there?
Well, it just. Thanks, though. Keep them coming in, peeps. We like hearing from you. So there you have it, folks. That is our look back at 1990 and 1991 and putting right all of the things that we thought we got wrong first time round. Hopefully you agree with more of what we had to say this time than the first time round. We'll be back in a couple of weeks when we look back at 92 and 93. Chaps, any final thoughts? Any Jerry Springer moments? Or are we happy we've kind of made a start? Yeah.
I'm never happy with that. No.
You're never happy?
Never happy with that. No.
Wow, you really are a hard task.
No, it was good.
It needed to be done, didn't it?
Yeah, we did some.
It was noticeable.
We right some wrongs.
Very much so. I feel like a crusader of some form. A bit like Batman.
I'm Batman.
Drunk Batman.
I'm hammered Batman.
Batman.
I don't know if you've been to Gotham, but there's crime everywhere. Who moves here?
Fucking hell, Robin.
Crazy. Some bloke.
Robin's still having a
Riddler.
piss up the fucking wall. Get the fuck on.
There's a bloke called the Penguin. What's he doing? Bloody idiot. Some bird in leather, prancing about, calling herself a cat. Bloody hell. I'm moving.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. Fair play.
Crime.
Thanks, Phil. Keep on us. Keep being that hard taskmaster we need.
Yeah.
Need someone cracking the whip. Never satisfied. Always looking for better. Yes.
Yep.
There we go. So, thanks for listening. And if you disagree with anything we had to say,
You're wrong.
Get us on the socials and we'll fight you, you weirdos. But there we go. Anything from you, Richie D?
No, it's been fantastic to be back. And, stay classy.
San Diego.
South Bentley.
So, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. But until then, it's ciao for now.
Bye-bye. Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.